This episode is brought to you by Indeed. We're driven by the search for better, but when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/SBO. Terms and conditions apply.
Auto insurance can all seem the same until it comes time to use it. So don't get stuck paying more for less coverage. Switch to USAA Auto Insurance and you could start saving money in no time. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply.
USAA. The wrongs we must right. The fights we must win. The future we must secure together for our nation. This is what's in front of us. This determines what's next for all of us. We are Marines. We were made for this.
Hello, podcast fans. It is I, Bruce Valanche. For over 25 years, I worked on the Academy Awards, so you didn't have to. In that time, I've seen and heard things that should not be seen, or heard, or certainly felt. And now, for the first time, I'm sharing all my behind-the-scenes stories and first-hand knowledge about the Oscars. The blood, the sweat, the tears, the slap, all the things you didn't see. So join me as I use humor and insight to break down the Oscar awards of the past, to explain how and why your favorite movie didn't win, why some actors and some directors had to fire their agents, and how the whole process works, or sometimes doesn't work. This is the Oscars. What were they thinking? Available wherever you get podcasts.
This podcast contains mature content, explicit language, suggestive situations, and partial to full frontal nudity. Listener discretion is advised. Don't let your kids listen to this.
I'd like an apology from the two of you
for
shitting on one of the greatest professions we've ever had, saying this isn't a real job, this doesn't exist, when a couple days ago, yesterday, 2 days ago, whenever it was, I met a safe repairman.
Okay. I will not apologize. I hate when you say that I should apologize.
You should.
I never said that it shouldn't exist. I said that it's not a lucrative industry that you could be buying houses with.
I don't know. I saw him do a certain amount of work for a certain time, and I know what he got paid.
What did he get paid?
$250.
$250
for like not a lot of time in there.
Sure.
How much time?
How many of those do you think he gets a day?
Less than a half hour.
$500 an hour. Basically, is the going rate for a safe repairman.
I mean, he was there about a half hour.
What was the problem with the safe?
Needed to crack it open. Couldn't remember the combination.
So basically, he's a locksmith.
Combination.
No.
Then he fixed it after.
This is what clued me in. Because whatever, I like show up at a friend's house, whatever, safe's being broken into, I guess. It's the best way to describe it.
Honestly, though.
By a professional. He cracks it open, then says, okay, get the contents out of everything, then says, okay, do you want me to like put this back together, repair it? I said, oh, you repair this? He goes, yeah, most of the time you end up cracking the safe and then you repair it for the person.
Brilliant business.
Sounds like if I ask this guy what his profession is, he won't say I'm a safe repairman.
What will he say?
I'm a breaker and enterer?
No.
Safe cracker?
Oh.
No?
I don't know if he's a safe repairman.
He is.
Did you ask him follow-up questions?
I asked him as much as I could.
Is he a homeowner?
That was my first question.
It's Los Angeles. Of course not.
So that's why.
Okay.
A safe repairman in the Midwest definitely be owning his own home.
Is he seeing anyone?
Well, he wouldn't tell me certain things.
So, Zach, what you're saying is that both Maze and I are wrong?
Wrong!
We got it wrong.
You got it wrong!
It's a cosmic mix of the action of the 90s combined with the exploitation films of the 70s. But with modern touches, it's hyper-violence, but it knows that it is. It's a little bit Tarantino. It's definitely a little bit Michael Mann. It's kind of a cosmic gumbo. It almost moves to the beat of jazz.
White people are genetically inferior, or they're culturally crippled, or they're socially deprived.
How come God couldn't make everyone one color? Like tan?
I wish I'd fucked a black broad before I got married.
I could really feel 400 years of oppression and anger in every pelvic thrust.
I can smell horny across an ocean.
Not all women.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Good for you.
Just the hot ones.
Hello, Oprah.
You're not allowed to go down on me for 1 month.
No, Judith,
Don't
please.
make me take away your masturbation privileges.
Yeah, I'm horny too, baby.
Hey, Charmin, come on down here. Will you? I want to exercise my dominance.
Scaring.
I'm getting a patriarchal urge.
Don't mind me. Just keep doing what you're doing. We're a team. We work together.
I don't know if you were paying attention.
I wasn't.
Please, goddammit! Just one more drink! I'll cut off your tits with a knife, you bitch!
5 whiskeys? That's breakfast on the river.
Yo, you have to clip it, Maze.
Clip what? A fucking tiger? What are you talking about?
It's not that hard. Just chop, boom, out.
Wow, Maze has a really hard job.
This is going to be the worst episode we've ever done.
My people don't give a ding-dong diddly about what flag fly over Hawaii.
You bore me, Fury.
Where is the Mikwo film?
He's nothing but a bag of meat and flesh and tendon.
Why didn't they just name him Spaghetti Lasagna?
Fuck, this movie's 2 hours long?
Not the whole thing.
This is like the John Gruden emails of movies.
Do you like ducks?
Or a trench coat full of bees flying around? Like, that would scare me. Imagine bees are cool.
That's a duck, man!
No, I get it.
Coolio.
You're the devil's baby, mama. I didn't lie, Annie. I just didn't tell you certain things.
Don't play no reindeer games with me.
An American ninja? What are you talking about? There's no such thing.
You've gotten rich off of the people in this town. You bet your ass I have. And I'm gonna get richer.
Coughlin's Law.
Go into incredibly descriptive details of the story so we all know.
Oh, man. I wish I had better notes.
Have you ever heard such a pail of shite?
Once I get a DVD player, I'm going to watch Gala Walkers once a day.
Come here and give me a squudge.
You know what to do from here, Internet.
All right, cool. Let me Google how to open QuickTime.
Justice is blind.
He's got space dementia.
But it can be heard.
Time to find out exactly what this ooze can do.
Pull a fucking rabbit out of your dick and phobe.
I'm Temecula's newest hard-on, dog.
Hey, look at here. Why don't we eat us a few thousand beers and you can tell me what's buzzing in the big bad city.
Coming on, yeah! Look out for number one. Set your sights on the stars and the sun. Look out for number one. You gotta push a little harder, yeah.
Enough! It's not funny anymore.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
Welcome to Cinephobe, podcast we break down the movies you're afraid to admit you love. I'm Zach Harper, that's Amin Al-Hassan, that's Anthony Mays. Make sure you listen to us on Spotify or we will send your evil ass to hell. Or something. I don't know. Salvation, I don't know. It was a little unclear on that.
Completely unclear.
Equitas, Veritas,
Aquarius,
Liquitas.
Spotify is where you can vote in the poll.
Oh,
I'm an Aquarius.
Like the poll for Home Alone 2, 79.1% file, 20.9% phobe.
79?
79. People loved it.
Feels low.
Feel like it's low, yeah.
I can't believe this.
D2? Was D2 our highest poll yet?
I feel like that was pretty high, yeah.
Somehow, Law Abiding Citizen, I know, was very high.
Law Abiding Citizen is an absolute cinephobe hit.
Yeah.
People love that movie.
I couldn't believe how much I loved it. I gotta watch it again.
I gotta listen to the episode again.
I just listened to Can't Hardly Wait.
Oh, no.
What a
on,
banger, man. What an absolute perfect episode.
When you hear Can't Hardly Wait, what's the first thing you think of?
92%, yo.
For real? Okay, Maze, what's the first thing you think of?
Yo, Preston? Preston Myers, dude, what's going on, man?
Just the chest bump now. That's all I think about.
The first thing I always think of now is Mike Dexter.
Oh, the disembodied voice?
The speech. Who said that?
So D2 was only a 63.2% file.
Interesting.
Law-abiding citizen was 80.9.
Woo!
A lot of people, though, were upset with me for phobing Home Alone 2. Variety of reactions. Someone said, I'm getting a hug because they think that I'm sad. Other people want to fight me because I didn't file that movie.
Maybe that's why you're sad. The fights.
Spotify is also where you can leave a comment like Sahannon10. That's Shannon with an extra E in there. New top 5 idea, top 5 mismatches. Genius physical comedian Tim Curry with hack Rob Schneider. Charming Keenan Ivory Wayans with charisma black hole Steven Seagal. Fishburne Baldwin. So many options.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's not a bad idea because I just got a couple in my head that we got to do.
Ed and Matt LeBlanc. Go ahead and say it. Like, come on. Oh, I just got a couple.
I got a couple in my head. I got one. It's always on my mind.
I wonder which one Zach thought of.
And then Drew MV commented, didn't have Cinephobe uncovers multi-movie diddling ring on my 2024 bingo card.
That's all we do in 2024. All we did in 2024. Oh, we diddled in 2024.
Wesley S. commented, Two Scoops McGee is the name of Stu Gotz's DraftKings bookie.
I think they're in different professions.
I don't think they have bookies at DraftKings.
Seems unlikely.
Also, yes, I don't think said bookies are diddling middlemen. Diddlemen.
Leave us a review, leave a comment. Make sure you check out CT5 episodes on the main feed. Leave us your CT5 suggestions and lists on social media or in the Discord by subscribing to patreon.com/countthedings. You get access to ad-free episodes, extended cold opens, rewatching live events of past, present, and future, early episodes, discount and access to live show tickets, Discord access, and all the extra content, not just from Cinephobe, but across the entire Count the Dings network. How about that? If you have a submission, submit it. Reminder, it needs to be 40% or lower on the Rotten Tomatoes audience or critic score. We hit episode 250 and started a brand new daisy chain.
Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain. Chain, chain, chain.
Mean had us running around with our taffer arms flopping about like our ponytails. We battled the voodoo magic of crack-dealing twins and marked for death. Now Maze picks due to our pick swap and is using killer twins to give us the 1999 dark comedy action crime thriller Boondock Saints.
Comedy. It's a choice.
Dark comedy.
I also had Vigilante West. Vigilante action thriller.
Vigilante West. Yeah, I mean, it is very vigilantes.
Vigilante. Little, hey, look, I love a stretch. You know me. I feel that one's a little too much of a stretch. Just a hamstring tear.
Well, okay. It's a callback because I accidentally pronounced it Vigilante and then we made a little riff.
You remember that?
No, I don't.
Oh my God. I thought that would have been your top 5.
I have no recollection.
Bingo card list of 2024.
No recollection at all.
Really?
What episode was that?
Last time we had a Vigilante. Law-abiding citizen. Everyone's favorite episode.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Boondock Saints stars Willem Dafoe, Sean Patrick Flannery, and Norman Reedus. Willem, repeat offender for Speed 2 Cruise Control. Do you guys know that Billy Gill was on that episode?
Yes, I remember.
Sure did.
No recollection of him joining us ever.
Really?
I don't remember that episode at all.
Remember he told the story of watching it while on a cruise and he sat there and he made his whole family watch. You don't remember this story?
Oh, wait, I thought they were in a vacation home or something like that.
I believe it was on a cruise. I believe that's why he wanted to do Speed 2 specifically.
Yes, that I vaguely remember now. Okay. But I looked at the sheet and I was like, Billy Gill.
He filed it. He loved it.
You did.
Well, he loves cruises.
Tom Cruise.
He had this movie in 99, American Psycho in 2000, and Spider-Man in 2002.
He's still kind of going back and forth between things like Life Aquatic and The Aviator, and then some weird lower caliber movies at this point. It's really only in the last 10 years that he's become
this refined, like The Lighthouse.
Gold standard actor.
Yeah. He's a great actor, though.
He's incredible.
But he was considered, even then, he was.
It was Spider-Man. Spider-Man launched him into another level from doing the Speed 2s of the world.
Got it.
I mean, he's in Platoon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's one of his first movies.
But that's what I mean. He's going back and forth.
Ebbs and flows. Yeah, you're right.
Now it's all good. All the time.
Got it.
Sean was in The Adventures of Young Indiana Jones. That show sucked. Powder and Suicide Kings. I wanted Adventures of Young Indiana Jones to be so good because I loved Indiana Jones movies. That show sucked.
You know why, right?
Why?
Because River Phoenix died at the Viper Room.
Oh, that's right.
It was supposed to be River Phoenix, built off of Last Crusade. Now he's going to be this huge star and shit that was going to carry the Indiana Jones franchise forward. Instead, we get fucking Even Steven, or whatever the fuck his name is. 25 years later.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Even Steven, or whatever the fuck his name is.
That's the show he was on.
Sean Patrick Flannery was also in Body Shots and 10-Inch Hero.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yup. Nor was in 8mm, which Amin thinks would be a great Cinephobe episode.
Yep.
Blade 2 and American Gangster.
He's Daryl Dixon on The Walking Dead for a million years.
Never seen it.
That's all he is.
I watched 4 episodes. Couldn't have cared less. Hated every character.
Did you?
Yeah.
Even Coral.
Who?
Coral.
Is that a white man?
It's a boy.
Oh.
A boy named Coral.
I don't like the way you said that. The GOAT, Billy Connolly, repeat offender for Timeline.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
God, I was so excited. Again, I don't see the cast. So when I see him on the screen, I was like, oh shit, it's a professor.
I've seen this before. I did the notes. I forgot his part comes up and I popped. I fucking popped.
It's jittering.
David Ferry from Left Behind 2, Tribulation Force. Bob Marley, not that one, from Back by Midnight.
Also could be a daisy chain.
Richard Fitzpatrick from Good Will Hunting and Left Behind 3, World at War. James Brinkley, repeat offender for Dirty Work. Repeat offender Ron Jeremy for Cobra and Reindeer Games.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Marcus Perillo, repeat offender for Jason X.
Oh, Zach, you don't have any of Ron Jeremy's credits? I thought for sure you would have some.
I don't know if you know, he's a sex offender.
What?
I believe he's a sex offender.
So we don't want to read She's Got Milk? Throbbing Hood?
Throbbing Hood!
Vagina Town?
Would it be Throbbing Hood, Man It's Tight?
Wait, hold on. Here's my question. When they do these movies, because I've never actually watched any one of these movies, but I hear the titles and they're very creative. Do the movies follow the theme? Like, is Vagina Town, is it him in the 50s and shit with a trench coat and a hat, and then he has sex with whores? Or, like, how does that work?
You've seen Zach and Miri make a porno, right?
Yes.
That's probably the higher end of following the theme.
Got it.
I don't remember a Miri.
Naked City Tampa Bay 2? Nymphomercials?
Nymphomercials is good.
What about The Bitch?
Broad.
And Detroit Rock City?
Cock City.
Joe Pingay? Ping?
Well,
I don't know. Repeat offender for Homie Spumoni. Kevin Chapman, repeat offender for Two for the Money.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
That's all I got for the cast.
You left out David Della Rocca as the funny man.
Oh, as Rocco.
As David Della Rocca?
Yeah.
Did you guys catch that?
Larry the Cable Guy asked. Yes, of course I did. Yeah.
Same note too.
Boondock Saints was written and directed by Troy Duffy. Troy directed Boondock Saints 2, All Saints Day, and a TV series called Luminous. That's it. Then he wrote the second Boondock Saints, Guest House, and a short called Knight Rider 2016. Synopsis for Boondock Saints. 2 Irish Catholic brothers become vigilantes and wipe out Boston's criminal underworld in the name of God.
Sure do.
Tagline, brothers, killers, saints.
Okay.
Sure.
Got some alternate taglines for you. And shepherds we shall be for thee, my Lord, for thee.
Ah, they said it.
I'm going to come out and say it. That whole thing was just a ripoff of Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment.
Okay.
Thou shalt not kill. It's the one commandment they cannot keep.
All right. That one's actually not bad.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
No.
That's part of the Our Father prayer.
I know, but they never say that in the movie.
You don't know that.
Yes, I do. Our Father who art in heaven.
Careful.
Give us our daily bread.
Nope. Nope, that's just an order.
Now give us our daily bread?
You're in Miami getting lunch ordered for you.
Pan. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
On earth as it is in heaven.
Through sickness and health, till death do us part.
Give us this day
our daily bread.
Yeah, and forgive us our trespasses.
Okay, you guys said that. They acted like daily bread was not even part of it.
No, it's just the way you said it. Lord in heaven, give us our daily bread. That's what you said.
Some shit, I don't know.
Before the McManus brothers get to heaven, they're going to raise a little hell.
That's their name, McManus?
Yeah. Connor and Murphy McManus.
Correct.
You know, it could be pronounced McManus.
The McManus brothers aren't angels. They're just sent from heaven to make life a hell for all sinners.
Sure are a lot of taglines for this movie.
One more. They're on a mission from God.
Okay.
Stop. No.
Kinda.
Absolutely not.
Kinda.
How many things are they going to rip off in this movie?
$6 million estimated budget. IMDb said gross $30K US and worldwide.
That's right. It did. More on that in the trivia.
Guess a DVD sales made up for it at some point.
More than made up for it.
Before we jump to this movie, you listen to the rest of this podcast. Boondock Saints is available on Prime, Peacock, Tubi, pretty much everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You can find it. Where'd you guys watch it? I watched it on Peacock.
Watched it on Prime.
I don't like the layout. Not one bit. Boondock Saints receives 26% on 31 critics' reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, but 91% from the audience on over 250,000 ratings. Take the positive or the negative reviews.
Well, I'm a shotgun half full of shells kind of guy. That give me the positives.
Hey, John, that's weird. That glass looks half full to me.
Wow. Now that you mention it, it is half full.
Mike Massey of Gone with the Twins. An enthralling gangster epic, a solid action film, and a jolting vigilante justice crime caper. Ed Travis of Hollywood Jesus. The Boondock Saints on one level is a really great direct-to-video cult film. Stylish, defiantly endearing, and even borderline iconic. Rob Aldham of Backseat Mafia. Aldham.
All them years at the factory, all that time I put in, and I'm the fucking delivery boy.
Duffy created an unapologetically bloody, brutal, and bizarre action film.
It is bizarre.
Robert Roden of Laramie Moviescope. Willem Dafoe's portrayal of the conflicted homosexual FBI agent is overacted to such an extent that it is hilarious, amazing, and entertaining. His is an unforgettable character.
Doesn't seem that conflicted.
Nope.
Scott Weinberg of DVDclinic.com.
Do the voice.
While I don't think the flick really has much of a brain in its head, it sure isn't boring.
Splatters the brains all over the wall.
Kevin Carr of 7M Pictures.
Kevin Carr.
David Carr.
Carr.
He loved this movie.
7M Pictures.
Oh.
It taps into everyone's secret desire for vigilanteism.
Everyone's Kevin Carr.
He's from Boston.
Kevin Carr.
User Jack D. 3.5 out of 5 stars.
That's what Nomine did. Little fireman.
You are reading this to determine if it's worth watching. Answer, yes, it is. However, don't expect The Godfather or even The Departed. Objectively just not as good as those movies.
Oh.
What I can say is that this movie is fun and enjoyable. The disparity between critics and popcorn meter being 26.91 in favor of the fans at the time of writing tells you something. If you don't like the movie, fine. But the so-called critics who hate it are the same type of people who insist that you call every movie a film. They take themselves a bit too seriously. Lighten up a bit.
Wait a second.
Jack D's a little presumptive, thinking that we're going to him to decide if we want to watch this movie.
Oh, you're reading the review, aren't you?
Hold on. Are you telling me that the audience score is 91% for this thing?
Steve Martin was an audience score, yeah.
No, I'm confirming what the guy said. I'm not like pointing it out.
Zach said it at the beginning, yeah.
He confirmed what I said, yeah.
You seem shocked by this. You seem...
I am.
Stunned.
Much like Vigilante West, I don't remember you saying 91%, yo.
I'd asked where you guys watched the movie. Maze answered, and you just had a blank stare on your face, so I figured you weren't paying attention, so I just moved on to the scores.
I didn't watch the movie.
Fuck!
Oh, you mean right now? I'm confused.
You're going to be so shocked when you hear this episode.
Trust me.
I said, it's available everywhere. Where'd you watch it? They said Amazon Prime.
Oh.
I looked at your box on the screen, staring like a bingo. Last one, user Michael C, 5 out of 5. A movie hated by boring people who can't have a laugh.
Are you having a laugh?
Having a laugh.
Are you having a laugh?
Negative reviews.
Stop being a pessimist. This tank is not half full. It's half empty.
Brian Eggert.
Nicole Eggert.
Of Deep Focus Review.
Nicole Eggert's brother.
The entire production feels uneven, shoddy, and offensively oxymoronic.
Okay.
Okay.
J.R. Jones of Chicago Reader.
J.R. Smith.
J.R. Smith? Is that what you just said? A macho bloodbath with a lot of juvenile humor and fake Catholic mysticism.
Fake Catholic mysticism is good. I like that.
That's a horseman. Miles Fielder of The List. The Boondock Saints has ended up a cheap-looking B movie that's pretentious, derivative, and sorely lacking a sense of fun.
Yes.
Nathan Rabin of AV Club.
That's so Rabin.
Satire or self-parody would be vastly preferable to the film's unironic endorsement of outlawed justice, but you'd be hard-pressed to find anything resembling irony or subversiveness in this exercise in lovingly rendered ultra-violence. Relax. Maitland McDonough of TV Guide.
Oh, betrayal.
Do the voice.
Duffy's models are clearly snarky, ultra-violent, Tarantino-esque crime pictures, but this movie's cleverness is never quite on par with its bloodlust. It's a little bit Tarantino.
Man, bloodlust always makes you think of people getting hard at blood. Like, yeah, rub it on me.
Peter Canavesi of Groucho Reviews.
Everybody got a gun.
It's one thing to make a film that's violent and profane. It's another to make one that's a moral black hole and to do it because black looks cool. Two more. Cole Smythe of ColeSmythe.com.
Do the voice. He's Welsh.
Trainwreck. And then Cuck O'Leary of FullViewDriveIn.com.
Wow, another betrayal.
Low Oprah.
Definitely an exercise in style over substance.
No.
Yeah, Cuck.
We'll get a Mean's first note, May's first note, and my first note after these messages, unless you are subscribed to that Patreon, patreon.com/countthedings. You get an ad-free episode right now. Amin, what is your first note?
Boys, just like that, make no mistake, Catholic month is back.
Fuck!
Catholic mysticism. What do they call it? Mystic Catholicism?
Yeah, fake Catholic mysticism. Maze, what is your first note?
My freshman year of college, every time two of my friends were pre-gaming to go out, they would watch this movie and pound shots of Sailor Jerry and listen to Dropkick Murphys.
Jesus Christ.
I know you went to college with Jay King.
So I asked him about it, and he said, we used to split a fifth of Sailor Jerry's. I don't remember shit. I didn't even know we used to do it.
That's fair.
Catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip side.
Reference.
I'm fucking fine. I'll catch you on the flip side.
My first note, I know I've watched this movie once. I know I've walked into homes of friends before where they were watching it when I hung out. And I know that forever until a few years ago, I always thought it was a Guy Ritchie movie.
Mason, you watched this before, like with your roommate?
I never watched it.
Okay, so we're all virgins.
My only memory is that they watched it so many times.
Got it.
And the Guy Ritchie thing, Troy Duffy has a lot of quotes, but one of them was, this movie came out before Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. He really wanted them to know that he did it first. Boston style.
You didn't do anything after, though.
Oh, yes, he did.
You did this in the second one.
He did Boondock Saints too.
He sounds like quite a character in the trivia.
Why don't you try telling us what the fuck happened?
Now it is time for the plot summary of the Boondock Saints in the runtime in seconds. This was a 108-minute movie. That's 108 seconds, a minute 48. And since I picked it, I will go first.
I'm ready when you are, Maze.
Let me tell you a little fucking story about the Boondock fucking Saints. On St. fucking Patrick's Day, a priest tells us to fear evil men, but most of all, the indifference of good men. Two twins working at a meatpacking plant live in a shithole. They go get drunk. A stuttering bartender with Tourette's warns us about the Russians. Next day, dead bodies in an alley. Willem Dafoe is a visionary FBI agent. He talks shit to three dumbass Boston detectives. Listens to opera on a CD player clipped to his belt. Knows exactly what happened. Back at the station, Dafoe insists the twins are not superheroes as they turn themselves in. We see the bar fight and subsequent murder of the Russians with a toilet dropped from the roof. Perfect shot. Charged with no crime, self-defense, the Saints of South Boston. They sleep in jail, get dripped on by radioactive prison water. Baptized by their simultaneous wet dreams, they will destroy all that is evil. The twins cash in all their treasure for a supermarket sweep at the Irish gun store, then take out the entire Russian mob in one night and recite a special family prayer. Their friend Rocco, aka the funny man, gets involved. Now they go after the Italian mafia. Shoot up a diner, kill Ron Jeremy at a strip club, massacre a sick fuck's poker game. Defoe continues to follow and explain all their crimes. Mafia Don Papa Joe gets notorious hitman Il Duque paroled from prison. No, I'm not talking about former Yankees pitcher Orlando Hernandez. Il Duque confronts the twins in a firefight. Defoe decides to help the twins as they attack Papa Joe's house. Rocco dies. Defoe cross-dresses and kills a guy. Il Duce finishes the family prayer. Dad? 3 months later, Papa Joe's trial. Is he the next John Gotti? Saints interrupt, lecture the crowd, kill Papa Joe. Il Duce wonders if they will go as far as needed.
Wow.
Really good.
With a second to spare. Nailed it.
Really good.
I mean, you want to go next or you want me to go next?
Let me go next. Mine will be fast because I forgot to do mine, so I'm going to have to wing mine.
All right. That's how I'm doing it. I don't like writing it down.
Oh, so you decided this is it?
I'm always going to wing it. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm a winger.
Oh, 3, baby. 1, 2.
Look, do me a favor. I don't want to do a countdown before I do the scene.
Countdown.
No countdown. Can we just do it off of action?
Just in your own time. Good. So
I'm not a rocket ship, okay?
Okay. All right.
Two brothers who might be a little too close. Don't want to use the term incest here, but it's kind of creepy how close they are. But basically, they go to church one day and get convinced during the sermon that they need to kill all bad guys. Now, this whole time, I thought for sure that the bad guys would be the diddling priests, but no. Apparently, none of the priests diddle in this movie.
Wow.
So they're going to murder mobsters who legally purchased a bar from an old broke-ass drunk dude who stutters and uses Tourette's as an excuse to just cuss out people. Well, the stutter, turns out it gets a lot more severe as time goes on. These two brothers go on and kill these Russian mobsters using a toilet and then jump off the roof of a building. And I'm like, what the fuck? By the way, I watched the trailer for this movie and I have no clue what it's about. I watched the movie, I still have no clue what it's about. Somehow they turn themselves in and yet they get released because they didn't mean to do it or whatever. So they come back home and decide, you know what we should do? We should start killing people full time. So they organize a hit by falling through the ceiling and then, like Ice-T, shooting people upside down. Once again, we have no proof whether these people have ever shot anyone before, but apparently now they're really, really good at it. They then go on a complete murdering spree, killing the entire Italian mob, including one guy who was not at a strip club, as Mace said, but at a peep show. Big difference, folks. Also, apparently there was a shootout at a diner or some shit, I don't know. I fell asleep during that part.
Jesus Christ.
10 seconds.
The professor from fucking Timeline is their dad, apparently. I also slept through that part.
That's the end.
End time. There it is.
Yeah, that's a massive save note too on the Ice-T coming through the ceiling.
Oh, yeah. Menage that.
All right, Zach.
My plot summary.
3, 2, 1.
A couple of Irish pricks are working at a meatpacking district, and I don't know, they have to like fight some woman at some point, and then they're churchgoers and they're brothers and they love God and everything, and they're Catholic, so they're full of guilt and just schooling about all kinds of things, and so they go to their bar. I don't know, what is it called? McIrishman's? Whatever it's called. They go and there's a stuttering bartender there that everyone loves. This guy named Rocco comes in. They love him too. I thought he'd be a bad guy right away. Nope, they love him. They all love him, except you know who doesn't love him? The Russians. Or there's two Russians and Dan Le Batard. They go there. They start fighting. They light a guy's ass on fire. Mm-hmm. What do you know? These guys were absolutely killed in an alley. So they must have killed those guys, right? They must have shot them because there's bullet holes. We find that out because Willem Dafoe just starts dancing around. Is he hitting on these cops? Are they hitting on him? Lot of homophobia in this scene. We're going to go into the alley. He's going to figure it all out. He's got it all down. He wants to go get these guys because we've got two possible vigilantes there. And then, you know, one day we're going to find out that it was all in self-defense. And he's, you know what, just fine. No charges pressed. No further investigation. None of that. Let's go on a killing spree. Italian mafia. You're dead. You're dead. Beep, bop, boop. Through the ceiling. In the deli. Doesn't matter. In a peep show. Ron Jeremy. Jacking it. Dead. Doesn't matter. Call in El Duque. Same note too. El Duque comes in. Oh my God, it's Billy Connolly. I fucking love Billy Connolly. He's a badass. He's got 6 guns. He's shooting everybody. Holy shit. That's their dad. We found that out when they were storming Papa Joe and Willem Dafoe was trying to blow everybody, and they'll do it for hire now.
What was that? What was that quack?
That's my timer.
Oh.
Oh, man. When you were telling the story last night, you had so much detail. The detail was so rich. It was rich detail. Go into incredibly descriptive details of the story so we all know.
Oh, yes.
All right, boys, let's break into some scene and theme breakdowns here. Who wants to start us off? Should we try to go in order?
Yeah, I think last week I picked the movie, so I start first.
Yeah.
This week we're going to try kind of piece it as much as possible chronologically for the scenes that are not general themes.
I want to remind the listener, this is our second tackle of this format that we're doing from here on moving forward. Just want to remind you, do not care if you don't like it. Don't want to hear complaints. This is what we're doing. Go fuck yourself if you want to complain about it. But thank you for listening.
Fuck! It's like the NBA Cup. You just have to bear through it, and then it'll get better. I promise.
And then you'll maybe win $500,000.
Yes.
So, I mean, you had the opening scene, so why don't you start?
The opening scene.
The opening scene.
We start off with an aerial shot of South Boston, and we know it's South Boston, Zach, because what?
They will tell us it's South Boston during a shot of South Boston on the screen.
Okay. Well, what day of the month is it?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. This is going to shock you. Irish movie, Boston, it's St. Patty's Day.
Oh, okay. Thanks. They do this by giving us the exposition of the title card screen, but here's the thing. I don't know if you guys noticed this. This is the same font that they use on Always Sunny.
The cheapest font in the font inventory?
Pretty much. The gang does whatever, right? So
yeah.
I asked the question, did either of you guys ever have to go to Mass?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if either of you grew up Catholic or anything.
I went to Catholic school.
Yeah.
Kindergarten through high school. We had certain Mass obligations during school, like maybe once or twice a month. It was encouraged that we went.
It was optional?
I mean, there's a lot of guilt involved in Catholicism.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was an altar boy for a couple of years. Didn't get touched, don't worry.
They didn't like you.
Wasn't diddled.
Not their type.
Wasn't Yah coached. Yah priest.
I like the idea of the priest walking by like, you, not you. Zach going, oh.
I don't think we had any diddlers in our parish. We really had one main priest who was a drunk.
Oh.
God, what was his name? I always forget his fucking name.
Was it Father McElpenny?
No, but it was super Irish.
Father Bob Marley.
Father Bob Marley. He was from Ireland, like literally from Ireland, became a priest, came over here. There was a big scandal with him getting a DUI.
Wow, they couldn't even get him off.
And then I told you guys, if there was a 10 a.m. 49ers game.
Oh, that's right. I remember this now.
That 9:30 Mass was quick as fuck. He was in there by kickoff.
Those East Coast trips.
Oh my God, the best.
Maze, what about you?
I think I went one time with my grandfather and fell asleep, and that probably made him very upset.
I also went to Catholic school 1st through 3rd grade, and it wasn't optional by any stretch of the imagination. We had to go. It was the most boring thing ever. And those, what do they call them, pews?
Yeah, the pews, super uncomfortable.
Oh,
pew, pew.
Super uncomfortable.
So you don't get comfortable. Are you paying attention?
Is that on purpose?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, shit. I thought they were just cheap.
No, it's like, yeah, you're going to sit here, but you're not going to slide down into this thing. Not at all.
Shit was hardwood, man. Anyways, we're in a church in South Boston. Father McElpenny, which has to be a CT5 name. I looked at my list and said, not ready to move anyone around, but damn.
Yeah.
McElpenny.
It's strong.
Well, since you raised the topic, I do have a CT5 name that I need to induct into my list.
El Duque?
No, the woman at the meatpacking plant who kicks Connor in the dick.
Yeah.
And gives us a lecture about rule of thumb. Her name is Rosengirdle Baumgartner. Welcome to the CT5 names list. Misbehaving, you're out. Sorry.
Rosengirdle
Baumgartner.
Do the voice?
I don't even know what's the beef of that. As this father is delivering a sermon about, I guess, not doing bad shit or whatever, he's talking about someone named Kitty Genovese, who apparently got stabbed in broad daylight and nobody did anything.
So Kitty Genovese was mentioned in the trivia for The Watch. It is a true story, and it's been referenced in a bunch of stuff all across media. It was this very famous murder in New York 30 years ago, or 50 years ago now.
Everyone's kind of sad. In the middle of the sermon, these two goons get up and walk straight to the front, at which point I'm like, here it goes. They're going to kill the diddling priest. They don't kill the priest who's talking. McElpenny is reacting like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, he's the diddling priest. They don't kill him either. They go, I don't know, light a candle.
They pray at the feet of the Jesus statue.
Kiss the ankles.
And then they walk out mid-sermon and nobody cares. And the priest who's telling the sermon said, the greatest evil is not the men who committed the crime. The greatest evil is the good men who are indifferent. And I said, did the priest just foist responsibility on all the non-murderers?
Message.
Please clip in Norm Macdonald.
I mean, there was a comedian, Patton Oswalt, he told me, I think the worst part of the Cosby thing was the hypocrisy. And I disagreed.
You disagree with that?
Yeah. I thought it was the raping. That's my feeling. Most rapists are hypocrites. You don't meet many go, I like raping, and I know it's not politically correct, but by God, People go, well, he's not being a hypocrite, and that's the worst part.
So they walk outside the church. They light up cigarettes simultaneously. I guess this is to let us know that they're brothers or aligned. I didn't know they were twins until I heard it in May's summary, by the way. While they light up cigarettes, we see they have tattoos on their hands and their necks, which is 20 CB code for these guys are dangerous.
These guys mean business.
One brother turns to the other and says, I do believe the Monsignor has finally got the point. And then they cue stupid Irish music in the opening credits.
Whoa.
Wow.
Amina's joined me on Fuck the Irish.
The fuck of the Irish.
Fuck the Irish.
One thing I do not like, and Boston loves this, is any of this either real, authentic, or fake-ass sampling of this Irish accordion fucking music. Enough.
Yeah.
Get out of here. I don't want to hear that shit.
Get some bagpipes, you dorks.
And it lasts forever. And I think, oh, this is it. That was the cold open. And then we get a colder open in this shit.
It got even colder.
And I said, welcome to Cinephobe.
Who left the fridge open?
So now we're at a meat packing plant, and one brother surprises the other by slapping him in the face with a huge piece of meat.
With his meat?
I said, hey, you're stretching it too much, but
Yep.
it'll come back later, right? He then flips him onto the table with raw chicken and starts beating him with it.
You're gonna kill somebody.
Those are cow tongues.
Oh, I thought it was raw chicken.
No, it's all beef, baby.
Cow tongues could be a daisy chain.
Oh, God.
Yeah, from Mark for Death.
Wow.
There's another one, too, that I noticed at some point.
So, yeah, it could have been Killer Twins, cow tongues, or Bob Marley. So many daisy chains.
What was the daisy chain, by the way?
Killer Twins, which Amin didn't know until I said it.
They throw Dan Levitard into a mirror at one point. I was like, that could have been a daisy chain.
And while he's beating him with, I guess, cow tongues, he says, who's the master?
Oh, is my note.
Same note, too. I don't know what this scene was supposed to represent.
They're brothers.
But they fade to black.
Horseman.
For the first of about 8 billion times.
Fade to black could be a horseman, yes.
Fade to black is a horseman.
Never seen so many in one scene in my entire life.
We come back and we see this absolute mountain of a woman.
Rosengirdle.
Who they're told they have to train. Then we fade to black again. What the fuck? Now he's showing her the ropes. It says, basically, the rule of thumb here is, and she says, wait, rule of thumb? And at this point, I must admit, I jumped to conclusions and I said, D, you dumb bitch. But also, ass on.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So then she goes on to exposition us that she's actually from the future. She's from Twitter.
Yep.
In the year 2023 or maybe 2024.
Mm-hmm.
In the early 1900s, it was legal for men to beat their wives as long as they used a stick no wider than their thumb.
Well, don't you look at me like that. You certainly wouldn't be in any danger.
It would be an issue for you. You're not going to be married.
I like that Connor holds up his thumb and examines it. You can't do much damage with that, can we?
Perhaps it should have been the rule of wrist.
Banter.
Golden dumpster. She said, I knew you two pricks would give me problems.
What?
You just got here. Also, what time of the month is it?
Oh. My comment, you're a trainee. What are you talking about?
You're a cashier.
Starting work on St. Patrick's Day.
Crazy.
Fuck you and fuck you too. And she kicks Connor in the dick.
So Walking Dead hauls off and punches her. And I said, oh.
Rule of fist.
Rule of two. Now, here's the funny part. My stupid ass waited for repercussions for this.
No.
We'll never be in the meatpacking plant again.
And then they show up to the apartment and Saw.
Absolute shithole of an apartment.
I said it's either the apartment from Saw or it's Charlie Kelly's rental history.
It's a room. It's not an apartment.
It's way more spacious than Charlie's apartment, but it looks exactly the same.
Looks exactly like it, yeah.
So I want to talk about one of the biggest horsemen in the movie, something that needs a name.
I like the way that Agent Smecker figures shit out.
Boy, does he figure shit out.
It's called the Jack Reacher.
Jack Reach Around.
I called it Crime Scene Exposition, CSE.
I like that.
It is exposition, but what makes it Jack Reacher is he's just pulling shit.
Reach around.
Out of the blue.
Jack.
In the next major way.
My other term for it was shady aftermath.
Oh, I like that.
Talk to me about that one.
It started with aftermath. He comes and he sees the aftermath and he knows what went down, and it went down in a shady way. Also, they're white.
Shady aftermath.
This was the device that I enjoyed at first.
What do you mean at first?
But they kept going to it Time
gets better.
after time after time.
What are you talking about?
They're officially doing the dice thing too much.
Dude, I think he's doing the dice thing too much.
That's really all he's got.
No, it culminates in the greatest version of it.
You talking about the reenactment, right, Zach?
Yes.
I knew Zach would love that.
Oh my God, that's my golden dumpster.
I knew Zach would love that shit.
He shoots his gun into the air.
Why?
At a crime scene.
Why does he do that?
Because he's in it.
He's unhinged.
He is in this shit.
It starts with the alley murder because we see the Russians come into the bar and then we cut to the next day. They're dead already. The cop, White Bob Marley, is going on and on about a huge guy theory, a serial crusher theory, and Defoe shits on him immediately and then proceeds to continue to shit on him all movie.
Detective Greenlee
sends him for a cafe latte with a twist of lemon.
Gross.
As you guys know, I don't drink hot beverages.
You know what?
I don't drink hot beverages.
You don't dink them or you don't drink them?
He said he don't dick. I don't dick hot beverages.
He doesn't dick a hot beverage, just cold ones.
Yep. Put some ice cubes in it if you want me to put my dick in it.
Nope.
But I don't drink them, so I don't know. But lemon in a cafe latte?
Twisted lemon with like an espresso, I believe, is a thing.
Is it?
Isn't it?
I've never seen a lemon. Welcome to Cinephobe.
There's something that's very espresso based. I think it's an Italian thing, but a cafe latte with a twist of lemon
And sweet and low.
Oh.
Don't forget that.
and sweet. Oh my God. Disgusting.
Even Grant Heslov and Dante's Peak wouldn't like that.
It's coffee time. Coffee, 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 coffee. Cappuccino. Java. Yes.
I don't like an onion bagel. I think that's disgusting.
No, I like onion bagels. Tasty. You like everything bagels?
I like them plain, man. Plain with some cream cheese. I'm good.
Dan Orlovsky over here, like, oh,
I don't like a blueberry bagel or any of that nerdy ass shit. Like, just give me a bagel.
Why'd you turn into the problematic board op from Sirius XM?
A blueberry bagel. Little spread, some smoked salmon, some capers.
Maze, I wish you could hear this dude talk.
Red onion.
Zach is actually, you think he's overacting. He's underselling it.
Yeah.
Much like Taffer, I feel like I'm there. No need to investigate myself.
Gentlemen.
So he introduces himself. Bob Marley says, "Who the fuck are you?" And Defoe flashes his badge. "That's who the fuck I am. FBI, bitch."
But it's not a real badge.
No.
It's like a workplace badge.
What? Budget wasn't good enough on details in this movie for you, Zach.
Here's the funny thing. The police chief is like, this is Agent so-and-so from the FBI. He's going to be on this case.
Mm-hmm.
And then Greenlee says, "Who the fuck are you?" And I said, he just fucking said it.
Just said it.
It's a reverse Cobra formula
What are you talking about?
where they've already told you, but he wants the Cobra formula process to still happen.
Yeah.
Puts his headphones in. He's got a CD player clipped to his belt. 20 CB as fuck.
That's a Walkman, man. That is a CD player Walkman.
Discman.
Oh, Discman. Yeah, sorry. Discman, anti-skip.
Mm-hmm.
It's the good stuff.
With the clip.
The clip on the belt. Woo!
Dog, man. We lived in an era where clipping shit, pagers and phones and Discman and Walkman and you were like Batman out here.
It's like Batman. It's because of Batman.
Yeah. Knives.
Okay. Tactical Oakley salesman. We get it. You had to put the knife on your belt.
You have no idea how many carabiners I sold.
Oh.
Carabinos?
He starts listening to La Boheme, looking around the scene. He's waving his arms as he walks down the alley. Then he does a liquid paraffin test on the hand to detect gunshot residue, which was used specifically on Lee Harvey Oswald. And then there's later another Lee Harvey Oswald Kennedy reference. So clearly Troy Duffy, Kennedy conspiracist. I think that's safe to say. And bullet holes are usually a big clue.
Yeah, usually.
When someone gets shot.
A massive bullet hole in the dumpster or down the alley?
That the cops did not see.
Didn't see?
Nope.
Meanwhile, this guy's talking about a heavy man.
It's a big guy. It'd have to be a huge guy.
Oh.
I mean, a really big guy.
It's a big fucker.
300, 400 pounds.
One of the things that I thought about when he puts on the Discman and it's opera music and he starts dancing while he's figuring out the crime scene. 1999. I said, let me put myself into the 1999 mode. Either they're trying to tell us, oh, this guy's a genius at work.
Yes.
You don't listen to like the regular shit that you stupid fucks. You listen to opera. The genius is taking him around and making him float and dance.
100%.
Or they're trying to tell us he's gay.
Oh.
And the second one, I was like, I mean, come on, man.
It's just Agent Smecker.
Well,
what's his full name, Zach?
I forgot what his fucking first.
Cock.
Agent Paul.
Oh.
Smecker.
It's just Paul.
Oh, I thought you were going to say cock.
Oh.
Cock smecker.
Why would it be cocksmecker?
Because he's smacking some cocks.
Ah, homophobia.
Okay, all right.
Just cock.
Then he says, this was no gangland assassination. Though creative, it was way too sloppy. Something went wrong here. This has personal written all over it like a shark did it. He asks about leaking water, which leads them to the 5th floor. He's right about everything, very smug about it. The cops hate him, and he's been introduced.
And even though they don't show us what they see, what we do see are the 2 crosses hanging by the door, which the brothers take off in the opening scene when they get home, which of course everyone does. Whenever you take off a necklace, there's a nail on the wall right by your door, and that's where you hang it.
That's their only furniture in that room. The nails on the wall.
Well, the toilet.
And the mattresses on the floor.
Part of this, he figures shit out, is he's trying to get these bumbling local Boston PD. Fuck you. You don't know what you're doing. I'm an FBI agent.
I'm an FBI agent.
Let me bring you to the police station scene, walking into the bullpen. He announces, first of all, I'd like to thank whichever one of you donut munching, barrel ass, pud pulling sissies leaked this to the press. That's just what we need now. Some sensational story in the papers, making these boys out to be superheroes, triumphing over evil. Let me squash the rumors now. These 2 are not heroes. They're just 2 ordinary men who were put in an extraordinary situation. They just happen to come out on top. He says the computer system has turned up diddly. That's not diddling, that's diddly on these 2. All they know is the general consensus for the neighbors. They're angels.
Angels.
Flip it, Maze.
Possessed by what? Demons?
No. By angels.
But angels don't kill, and we've got 2 bodies, and he starts mocking Greenlee.
Also in Legion, angels kill a lot.
They do, absolutely. He goes, but angels don't kill, and we got 2 bodies in the morgue looking like they've been serial crushed by some huge friggin' guy.
You friggin' guy. Oh, no.
Golden dumpster.
I love also the way he twinkles his fingers when he says, angels don't kill. They're angels.
Absolutely. And so we get Connor and Murphy limping up. This is after they're at the hospital. We got to turn ourselves in, right? As Greenlee's like, these guys are miles away by now. They're like 2 scared little bunny rabbits. Anything in a uniform or flashing blue light's going to spook them. Only thing we can do is put a potato on a string and drag it through South Boston, which I said, oh.
But also, if you did that, it would just be a free-for-all, massive humanity. Like, ah!
Yes, this is the Great Potato Famine.
World War Z. Have you guys ever seen that one?
Yes, it's just like they're piling on each other.
The zombies just
trying to climb the wall, yeah.
You'd probably have better luck with a beer.
They walk in, the face palm from Greenlee, and that's what Specker says, onion bagel, cream cheese. Such a dickish, cold way, and it's just so fucking funny to me.
Oh, Bob Marley.
And then we had the interrogation, which was great, and that's when we get the story of how Dan Le Batard and the Russians were beaten up and then ended up dying.
You mean the unusual suspects?
The unusual suspects, yes. Montage. And then we find out these guys are educated. They speak languages.
Languages with an S.
German, Spanish, French, Latin.
Italian.
All of it.
Louis Pinnock.
Going through like a goddamn Rolodex.
Russian.
Russian, yeah.
Will that come back up ever?
It does.
Oh, yeah, actually it does.
They steal the Russians' pager, and that's how they get sent to the hotel. All he says is da or something on the phone, and that's good enough.
Yeah, coach.
Da, coach.
Da, coach.
Aftermath.
We're at the hotel murder. A massive circular couch full of dead Russians. Fucking slaughterhouse. He keeps shitting on White Bob Marley. He asks Duffy for a theory, and we get this exchange. That was their target. The Ope Man. The what man? The fat man. Well, Freud was right.
Same note too. Ope Man, what man, fat man.
The Ope Man.
So you think they came for the Ope Man, huh?
All the corpses have pennies on their eyes. Them having two sound theories makes Defoe feel like river dancing.
Oh my God.
In a breakout clip that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but is fun.
It's fantastic.
At a golden dumpster. Dolly asks about the symbology, and he takes the bonehead crown. Defoe mocks him. I'm sure the word you were looking for was symbolism.
Yeah.
And he hops down from the couch for some exposition about Greek mythology.
It's you have to pay the troll toll to get into that boy's soul.
You have to pay the penny toll to get in.
If you want to get into that boy's hole.
That boy's
hole.
We're clipping that, or are we just letting Zach? Is that going to be an intro? Without any context.
Let me explain it to you.
In Greek and Roman mythology, when you died, you'd have to pay the toll to Charon, the boatman who ferried you across to the gates of judgment. This made sure the dead came to atone for what they did during their lives, the Pictrodala Papaschalius.
Jesus, you're the first one that ever got that.
Yeah, well, I'm an expert in namiology.
He points out that burns indicate they use silencers. The bullets entered through the top of the skull, crisscrossed, and exited through the eyeballs.
He's a really good detective, by the way.
One clue tells us 3 distinct facts. Shot him at a downward angle, which means they put him on his knees.
Greenlee, what do you think? Number 2 is they shot him at a downward angle. He double head He's got blood all over his fucking head.
The second distinct fact is he was the last to die. And the third fact was there were 2 shooters. Fan-freaking-tastic.
I love this entire scene because we get the whole buildup of arguing about rope because Charlie Bronson used to have rope.
He wants the roughest, coarsest, stupid rope in the stupid rope inventory.
Do you know what we need, man? Some rope. Absolutely.
What are you, insane?
I'm not insane. Charlie Bronson's always got rope.
What?
He's got a lot of rope strapped around him in the movies, and they always end up using it.
You've lost it, haven't you?
No, I'm serious.
Me too, that's stupid. And then one thing you're gonna need a rope for.
I don't fucking know what you're gonna need it for. They just always need it.
Let's stay shit. This isn't a movie.
We get the flashback of they are in the ducts, in the vents. They start tussling,
wrestling,
because they can't figure out where to go. And it caused them to crash through
drywall.
The rope catches them, so now they're dangling. And like you mentioned earlier, iced tea spinning around.
What about 2 iced teas?
What about 2 iced teas? Yeah.
What about iced twins?
And twins!
Parties that never end. Dogs that love cats. And twins.
That callback to 3,000 Miles to Graceland made me so fucking happy. I laughed so hard when that was happening.
All the audio drops out as they gun down all the Russians in slow motion. And as they're executing Yuri, the head of the Russian mob, we get the prayer for the first time.
Shepherds we shall be, for thee, my Lord, for thee. Power hath descended forth from thy hand. Our feet may swiftly carry out thy command. So we shall flow a river forth to thee, and teeming with souls shall it ever be. Nomine Patris et Fili, Spiritus Sancti.
When we snap back to Defoe, he makes a fourth wall breaking reference.
Television is the explanation for this. You see this in bad television.
And I said,
we get the montage. This is in black and white. They're putting pennies onto the eyes. They're crossing arms like they're the Undertaker about to pin this guy after Tombstone.
Putting the pennies, sticky bandit levels of hack.
Well, it's a religious thing.
What religion?
Catholicism.
Catholic mysticism.
They give coins?
He literally explained it.
Yeah.
Were you asleep?
No, he explained it was in Greek mythology.
It's all connected. Roman mythology, Greek mythology, all of it.
So do Catholics think that you have to pay a toll?
There was a time.
Okay. They don't believe it anymore.
Well, they allow gays now, too. They allow smeckers.
Just smeckers.
Hey, you got a problem with these guys being gay? I will ream you.
No, I don't have a problem.
You better not. Because I'll mess with homophobes. It's the 20th century.
Thank you for that
Well
show.
said.
But this is when we get the unveiling that Rocco, the funny man, was also sent to perform a hit. They weren't sent to, they just decided to perform a hit in this vigilanteism.
Yes.
But Rocco was sent
on a suicide mission.
He's dressed as Jafar, the bellhop.
That's his name tag.
And they decide to fuck with him when they see that it's him. They bring him in. They've got masks. They're like pretending they're going to kill him and everything. He's freaking out. He's begging for his life. They reveal themselves.
And he unleashes a barrage of fucks.
Barack Obama.
Fucking what the fucking fuck? Who the fuck? Fuck this fucking. How did you do fucking fucks? Fuck!
Well, it certainly illustrates the diversity of the word.
If you guys got abducted or whatever you would call what happened to Rocco by 2 people that you know who have thick fucking accents, would you just be so terrified you wouldn't notice?
Yeah, I think you got 2 guns to your head, right?
Yeah.
It might take a minute. Also, you're in Boston. You probably hear that accent all the time.
Good point.
He was sent with a 6-shooter.
For 9 guys.
Just so fucking funny.
They asked him, were you going to make the other ones laugh to death? Or?
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Well, that certainly illustrates the diversity of the word.
Even later at this crime scene, now Defoe and the cops are having a drink.
Yes.
With evidence, which could have been fingerprinted.
Absolutely.
And what we have here, gentlemen, is the beginning of the first international mob war, unless I totally missed something. That's his first misstep.
Aftermath.
Next up is the strip club murder / peep show murder. And this is the one where they okey doked me because they're putting on their masks. They're in the waiting room. They're about to go in. Fade to black.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it's Defoe coming through the beaded curtain. This one has a lot more cross cutting. So we're starting to get to the point where we're doing chopped up scenes as opposed to a longer block and then doing the flashback.
We're at the sin bin.
Defoe is reclining on a furry pink bed. 3 shooters this time, something new. He gives us porno industry exposition.
Sure does.
Allow me to enlighten you, gentlemen, to the protocol of the porno industry, as I'm sure you've never been in one of these places before. A man goes into the booth, puts the money through the slot, the dancer gets it on the other side. She hits the button, the door goes up, now there's only glass between you, and it's little fireman time.
Defoe knows they looked at them through the peepholes, opened the doors, pop, pop, pop. But wonders why. Back to the twins, scumbag yard sale, back to the cops. They were all bad guys. Defoe knows, just by looking at it, that the 2 guys on the side were shot poorly.
Yeah.
That Ron Jeremy was executed clinically, the other guys not so much. Then we see, oh, it's because Rocco did it. And he did it in slow motion really badly. Back to Defoe. Genuine Kennedy assassination style bullet theory here.
Defoe figures out we got ourselves a cowboy here.
Wide fucking herb.
This is where it turns Jack Reacher on another level. It's one thing to be like, it's sloppy, whatever. But to be like, oh, we got a cowboy. This dude is making cowboy references over here in the flashback.
See, I mean, when you said the second option is that he's gay, I thought you were going to say the second option is that he's got some kind of like psychic ability.
No. You got to understand, Zach.
Just Paul.
It's the 20 CB.
Yeah.
He's listening to opera music. Oh, Mike Dexter. That's exactly what happens in that situation.
Yeah.
Or, oh, he's a genius. What are the 2?
One of the cops, Duffy, clumsily expositions that there was a coffee shop murder, which sets Defoe off. Oh, isn't that beautiful? All the lowlifes in the quiet city of Boston start dropping dead, and you think it's unrelated.
He shits on Greenlee.
Bob Marley.
Constantly in this movie, and I fucking love it.
The one thing I'd like, but they stopped doing it, was he would end him shitting on him by sending him out for food or coffee. And then they got lazy and just made him shit on. I was like, no, give me a hot dog.
One of my potential golden dumpsters was cafe latte, twisted lemon, sweet and low. Every time Greenlee speaks,
cafe latte pronto.
And then they go up in the elevator and you can see Willem is holding the coffee. It's such a funny detail of this guy doesn't want to do all this shit. I'm not doing all that. And then he had to do it. I was expecting him at one point to just be eating a bagel when he's shitting on him.
Like Forrest Whitaker? Tearing it apart?
Yeah. Except it's onion.
It was warm.
It's still warm.
The way he figures out that it was a cowboy is he crosses his arms with finger guns.
And that's a cowboy thing.
So he's starting to get connected to the actual crime. He's starting to visualize it, which really pays off in this next one, which is the shady aftermath of the poker game murder.
Shady aftermath.
Defoe is crouching down in front of the house. He's smoking a cigarette. Okay. Here's what happens. And these 3 bingo cops get out their analog notes.
Save note 2, analog notes. But if I may, right before that, the scene before that, in what I like to call resume exposition, we get Augustus DeStefano, former mafia underboss, Iacovetta family, status retired.
I call that captions position.
Very along the same lines. Could be profiles position.
Yes. Every time we introduce a new character, rather than allowing us to find out.
Production value through the roof again.
Wait, let me see when PowerPoint got invented. I think we got some early PowerPoint usage here with the type out.
99, definitely PowerPoint was.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I sold Microsoft Office for hundreds of dollars.
Thousands.
No, well, the student version was like $149, I want to say.
Yeah, but if you drop out of college, it's tough to do that.
Oh.
A lot of student discounts I couldn't get in on after a certain point. So we get introduced to the former mafia underboss, who's a blind man now working in a public bathroom.
Yes.
We get Papa Joe. I need Il Duque. That's when we cut to Hague, maximum security prison.
The bullpen.
Fuck me. It's Billy Connolly.
They hid the reveal for a little bit.
Yes.
You got a lot of overhead shots of the hair and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, who is this guy?
When I saw the hair, I fucking remember immediately.
What did you say?
Fuck me. It's Billy Connolly.
Oh, I said, fuck me. It's the professor. from Timeline.
Pretending to wake up. Oh,
I said I remembered him in the little cave.
Dude, I've never thought of him as a badass. I forgot. In this movie, he looks like a fucking badass.
They're trying to make him Hannibal Lecter.
Absolutely. They wheel him in on this weird platform and they put a cage on him like a goddamn bird.
Yep.
Incredible. In front of the parole board, he gets paroled. Yeah, we've only used him 3 times in 20 years when things got totally fucked. You can't turn this off.
El Duque is a fucking Houdini.
Only one rule. No women, no kids. I said, well, that's kind of 2 rules.
That's 2 rules. Say no.
Yes.
Name 2.
He's a fucking monster. He's been in there for 25, 30 years. Don't even know if he's still alive or up to it. Parole granted. And that's when we hit this crime scene.
And for this flashback, the final flashback, Defoe is in the flashback narrating. They're doing it, and he's right there in a suit giving play-by-play.
How do you not love this?
This got me back in. It was really the third one was the worst one.
Okay. All right. Good.
This was at least very different, and Defoe's having the time of his life. He's ass off all the time.
If it was a fucking mystery,
Catholic mysticism,
he locks it up here. Locks up ass off.
They burst into the poker game, panic, devastation, like shooting fish in a friggin' barrel. And something that happens over and over again in this movie, the audio drops out. We only have music. We get slow motion. And Defoe finger gunning right next to him. Defoe deduces someone dropped to their knees, so he drops to his knees.
Oh my God.
Right next to Rocco, who has jaw rule level gun pointing. We'll get to that and look at this photograph.
He dropped to his knees like Tug Speedman in that scene in Tropic Thunder, man. It's so dramatic. Yeah.
This gets him so sweaty and unhinged looking.
He's so sweaty. Why is he so sweaty?
He's disheveled as fuck.
Is there a secret coke addiction that wasn't in this movie that we didn't see?
All of a sudden his jacket's gone, his tie's undone, his shirt is all cattywampus.
What?
Insane. Cattywampus. Disheveled. You know cattywampus? Wampus. Hardly knew us.
Cat
thinks they ran into 6 men with guns drawn. Fucking ambush. Nope. It was El Duque smoking a cigar. Fucking bomb dropping on Beaver Cleaverville. Iconic El Duque pose with his special gun holster and duster and the cigar in his mouth.
Badass.
Defoe is losing it. He's waving his arms around.
He's going nuts.
We're fading to black every 3 seconds.
Yes.
There was a firefight!
Endless slow motion shooting with choral music.
No one's hitting anybody, by the way. They're all out in the open. No one gets hit.
This is the Duke and the Boondock Saints, and no one can hit shit.
Smecker is the maestro, Bob, from Seinfeld, orchestrating this shit.
And then Defoe takes out his work firearm.
His gun?
And starts
fires it into the air.
Bucking into the sky. And I said, you got to account. You got to do a report for every bullet, bro.
Well, he is FBI.
It doesn't make any sense, though.
No, of course. He's so in it. I'm surprised he didn't shoot at the fucking van.
I couldn't tell if it was in the flashback or the present or...
No, it's in the present because you see all the cops and shit around them.
All the note-taking bingos.
CSI people in the background.
There's blood splattered everywhere and they're spraying something on it. Defoe is doubled over. He's exhausted.
He's spent, man.
He's been through it.
He came so hard.
White Bob Marley says, what if it was one guy with 6 guns? He says, why don't you let me do the thinking, huh, genius?
But
got his ass again, even though Bob Marley's right.
He's right, man.
I did enjoy that.
He actually got one.
He was right, but he was also right with the stupidest fucking theory ever.
Yes, absolutely. Well, the stupidest one was, this guy's friggin' huge.
No, man. One guy with 6 guns.
400 pounds. Crushed him.
That's Harry Dalton levels down on alert.
A serial crusher.
Serial crusher.
A friggin' huge guy, 300 to 400 pounds, serial crusher. You're looking for big pun, my guy? That's what you're looking for.
You're my darling, darling baby.
Only the 4th female character in the movie is on set.
Yeah.
And what is she? I can't quite tell. She's in a lab coat and she's got glasses on.
Forensics.
Oh, she's a nerd. Oh, okay. Got it.
She's a nerd. Yeah.
She says she can't get a good blood sample. So Defoe sniffs the blood, touches the blood, takes a finger full of blood, sniffs that, jams that in her face. They used ammonia. He's flipping out. They got nothing. Fuck! Never seen anything like this in his life. Who the fuck are they? As he's throwing a temper tantrum, he finds a finger in the bushes.
Pockets it.
End scene.
Maze, you said she's only the fourth female character. Let me see if I can name the other three.
Mm-hmm.
One is the woke broad from Twitter 2024 who traveled in time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shit. 5. Sorry, 5.
Okay.
Rosengirdle.
Didn't count her, huh?
Wow.
I can see why.
Oh.
Supercharge that.
One is the stripper with a giant poo-poos.
Oh, shit. 6. I forgot about all these female characters.
Damn, Maze.
Who Rocco assaults, by the way.
Oh, my God.
He was licking his lips. I thought he was going to suck it.
He turns around and they shoot it
Gratuitous.
with these giant poo-poos.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's a little much. But then he turns around and just starts fondling.
Troy Duffy.
Okay, so that's 2. The forensic chick is 3. And then the fourth one, was it Defoe showing up at the house?
Sally McBride. Newscast position.
Oh, newscast position. Yes, that's right.
What about the girlfriend and her friend?
Donna and Ravy.
I forgot about them.
Yeah.
Ravy.
You like Ravy, huh?
No.
No?
Donna, though. It's trashy, but.
My wife, Donna.
My wife, Donna.
This movie would not do well on the old Bechdel test.
What are you talking about? 5 women.
God damn, 5 chicks. Oh my God, 5 chicks? Damn.
Louis Spinot, Gus and Mace.
Also, careful. 6 if you consider the story about the woman who got assaulted from the priest.
Kitty Genovese.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she got assaulted by men, so it fails the Bechdel test there again.
I love the follow-up scene of them in the kitchen. They're cauterizing.
Cauterizing wounds with an iron.
Well, that's a look at this photograph.
Well.
Yeah.
Same assumption, too.
Come on, man. What do you think they put that scene to not be in the look at this photograph?
Oh, shit.
Ah, homophobia.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, as I said early in the movie, he puts on the opera. He starts to dance around, and I'm like, they're trying to let us know he's a genius, so they think he's a little light in the boots, right?
Oh.
And then I kind of dismiss the second one. He starts obviously doing the Jack Reacher shit, and I'm like, oh yeah, so he's a genius.
Mm-hmm.
But then, out the blue, we get a shot of him in bed getting a phone call. And the phone call is letting him know that a crime has happened, right? As he's on the phone, I begin to realize, wait a second, that's not a woman on his chest. That's a dude. Wow. That's very progressive.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I'm like, oh, I was right. They were trying to let us know he's gay.
Yeah, there's a point where he touches the cop's shoulder. He's like, good job, or thank you, or whatever.
Yeah.
And the 2 detectives look at each other. Mm-hmm.
There's also a lot of flourishes when he walks away.
Yeah.
But I thought he was just sassy. I didn't know they were trying to go for gay there.
You thought he was just sassy, but you didn't know they were going for gay.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not always top of mind, right?
Disagree.
Boston in 1999.
And also when he calls everybody sissies in the department, we've talked about this before on Cinephobe. Sissies is a very euphemism for, well, basically. So
for what Sarah Silverman was clipped into the intro for.
Supercharged. So the guy he's with is trying to cuddle with him on his bare chest, and he's nuzzling and cuddling, and you could tell Defoe is upset. Same note too, bro, man. I've been in that situation where you're trying to be on a call.
Well, I thought he was going to start going down on him or jacking him or something. I don't like that light touching, man.
I thought he was going to go for the nipples, Zach.
I would have had a fit, yeah.
Here we go. Zach's going to have a whole hot take on who goes straight for the nipple. So he slaps the shit out of dude, and the guy says, ow, I just wanted to cuddle. Willem Dafoe's character, Agent Smecker, says, cuddle? What a ope. Oh my God.
Maze, I'm not sure what episode it is, but there was one point in Cinephobe history where Amin talked about how he likes to cuddle.
I do.
Please clip that if you remember.
Yeah, Maze, go through 250 years. Figure it out. Not only that, but also special editions and all the other shit we do.
Yeah.
And then the guy that's in bed with them gives a great gasp.
Yes, he does. It was Damon Wayans levels. And then the very next scene is them investigating the murder. And that's when we hear this was their Ope Man.
Yeah.
Which I don't even know. What does that mean?
He misspoke.
I do honestly think it was a Freudian slip.
It's a Freudian slip because they're dealing with Smecker and they're like, well, this guy's gay.
Oh.
Like they've been nudging each other, been giving each other looks whenever he does something they think is homosexual.
Got it.
I think there was a slip of the tongue there.
Speaking of a slip of the tongue, Willem Dafoe and drag.
The last piece of homophobia is that scene where he's at the house and he shows up as a call girl, I guess.
Well, no, there's also the scene at the bar.
That's a great scene. He's drunk at the bar. He's ordering. It's clearly a gay bartender.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
he calls him an Ope.
Was Amin asleep at this point?
No, I wasn't. I was awake. I had the note.
I thought this was the bar from Takers.
Too nice. That chandelier is too nice.
And also they weren't upstairs.
Yeah, that's true.
That's when I realized, first of all, the biggest homophobe in this movie is Defoe.
He sure is.
He's using slurs left and right. Or is this like me saying nigga?
Oh, can't comment.
All right.
But I want to.
Well, they can't use fag because you can't say fag unless you're a homosexual.
Really? So we can't say fag?
No, see, you got beeped. You mean you have to be a fag to say fag? That's right.
Well, that's not fair. I should be able to say fag.
Hey, you didn't get beeped.
Uh-oh. Well, guess we learned something new about you, Jimbo, you friggin' fag. You want to make out or something?
He's shit-faced, and this bartender is actually being responsible.
He's drunk.
You've had quite a bit. You know, I care about you, Paul.
Gay Paul.
I want you to be safe.
Just Paul.
And the guy says, just pour the drink, you ope fuck.
But everyone gets super offended.
A cavalcade of gasps around the bar.
I gasped.
They actually ope. Everybody opes.
Yeah.
In the same way that they oped at the crime scene when he says, the what?
But in this final scene where he dresses up, when he shows up, I was like, oh, fuck, I forgot about this scene. This is really funny. And then nothing really happens.
What are you talking about? Nothing really happens.
I mean, he sucks the shit out of dude's lip and then commits double murder.
Gino is horny.
Horny.
Gino fuck anything.
He said, I haven't had sex in a week. I was like, a week?
A week.
Gino also says, Bevo's great, man. He's always sending us Primo Box.
Primo Box.
Primo Box.
Primo Box sounds like something you would rent a DVD out of.
Why did they just call him spaghetti lasagna?
Oh, Ivan Chekhov? Just name him Moscow Vodka. That's what his name should have been.
I was waiting for his gun to go off.
Lazy ass writing.
I'm going to tell you right now. CT5 sex terms.
Primo Box.
Primo Box.
Mount Rushmore. Primo Box is right up there with Popos and...
Not only does Paul have 5 o'clock shadow while cross-dressing, he looks like Willem Dafoe, who is a pretty odd-looking human being.
Of course.
Gino could not be bothered.
But that's how horny this dude is.
He hasn't sex in a week, guys.
Doesn't care.
Needs 5 minutes. They go to the bathroom. Come to mama. Gino calls himself the champ.
You want to ride the champ?
He's making all kinds of boxing analogies. Ringside. I'm going to give you a shot at the title.
What?
It's only when the wig comes loose.
He's like, what?
Then he's like, wait a second. This horribly disfigured woman might be a man.
It reminded me of in the number 23, Danny Houston.
When he checks the bloody body, this lifeless bloody body. Wait a second. This woman might be dead.
Oh.
The shock, like
Defoe kicks him in the dick. He does this amazing ass off lip flutter.
That was great.
As he kills Gino, and then he says, too far.
Gone too far.
It's on now.
Then walks out. The other goon is like, what about a 2-for-1?
Chappie gets shot.
He's ready to go.
They're horny.
Primo Box, baby.
Papa John, man. He's got some horny soldiers.
Papa Joe. Papa John's a pizza man. But this scene and the next scene, the court scene, we don't have to get too deep into it. What a disappointing end to the movie. Oh, they're going to storm this place. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we caught them. They're in the basement. Okay, would have liked to see that.
Well, they kind of did that all movie.
The Duke shows up. He's wreckage. Oh, he's already in here. He slit a dude's throat, whatever, right? He sees them and they pull guns and he's just like, oh, let me finish the prayer. We must be related.
Can I ask a question?
What?
Because I either fell asleep or just wasn't paying attention. How the fuck did they reveal that the Duke was their dad?
He finished the prayer, which is a family prayer.
That's it. I mean... That's it.
And then at the very, very, very end, they call him Da.
Yeah, they call him Da.
Which could mean yes in Russian or dad in Irish.
That is levels of, why do they call you Hurricane Smith?
It's the laziest.
It's so fucking lazy.
The other part was the Duke apparently, once you get him out of jail, he won't stop murdering.
Yep. Houdini.
That's why they only use him 3 times in 20 years.
Wait a second. So his mission at that point was just, okay, now I'm going to murder Papa
Giorgio. Yeah, Nick Papa Giorgio.
Papa Joe.
Vegas Vacation. It sounds like he's done a lot of murder, but his sentence was just 25 years to life. So we're at the 25 years point and he gets to go to parole.
He's eligible to parole. Yeah.
Sounds like he did a lot of murder. How many murders?
Yeah, how many murders? When he goes before the parole board, he looks like a very well-adjusted human being who's ready for re-assimilation into society.
He looks fucking nuts. He looks like a murderer. He looks like he's done nothing but murder in prison. They got him in a fucking bird cage.
And I'll do it again.
But yeah, and then the court scene is just so they can give this big fucking speech.
Huge speech.
Message. They're going back and forth like Chic and fucking Jada Kiss on a song. I don't need you guys to be alternating verses, Redman and Method Man.
No, man. I just think it's a very mediocre ending to that movie.
To a mediocre movie.
No, I like it up until that point.
I think they ran out of budget. That's my guess. I'm sure there was more stuff planned.
They couldn't write anymore?
They couldn't shoot anymore.
He's the director and the writer.
Wait till you hear the trivia about this crazy guy.
So, I'm Rocco. I'm the funny man. I'm so fucking funny. Fuck you, Vincenzo.
We gotta briefly talk about David Della Rocco, aka the funny man.
I love him, man. He's great.
What actor played David Della Rocco?
Oh, I think David Della Rocco, yeah.
Oh, nice.
The more scenes they give this guy, the more ass on he is.
What?
He starts okay.
I disagree. This guy's amazing.
They keep feeding him and feeding him and feeding him, and all of a sudden, he's completely out of control. He's did the movie over Billy Connolly.
I couldn't agree less. I think he gets so strong as the movie goes on.
Maze, are you telling me that the person who delivered, hey, Boris, what would you do if I told you your pinko kami mother sucked so much dick, her face looked like an egg?
That's a great insult.
Which, by the way, Boris punches him before he's done.
ADR continues unaffected.
Clearly, there's no gut punch.
Nope. Finish the line. Overdub.
Clear as day.
Mm-hmm.
There's the whole sequence where he goes to meet Ron Jeremy and Papa Joe.
Papa Joe had a line. The caption's literally just like, I have no idea what he's saying. He sounded like he was saying, it's not my feelings, few hours rotting. It's a trunk of poison. You insignificant cunt.
He did say insignificant cunt.
Little fuck.
Yeah, he hit that T so hard.
I always get my money, you cocksucking bastardo. And then he turns around and he says, the 90s are killing me.
That's got to be a drop.
There's no decade that is more self-referential to itself in history than the 90s.
Well, it's the 90s.
That was a thing.
Yeah.
Explain why. Oh, it's because of the 90s.
Papa Joe wants the funny man to tell him a joke.
A lot of opes in that scene.
A lot of opes. This is where the opes really kicked overboard.
This is where Papa Joe has some real corrections about how you should refer to certain people.
A joke, yeah, all right. There's these three guys, a spick, a white guy, and a black guy.
Nigga.
Yeah, yeah. And they walk along the beach. They see this pot. They rub it. Genie comes out. Genie, you know, you can wish for anything you want. So they ask a Mexican what he wants, and he goes, I want all my people in America to be happy and free and in Mexico. And so Genie, poof, all the spicks are in Mexico.
So, did you see the new poof?
And then he asks the black guy. Yeah, that's what I said. Goes to the, says, what do you want? And he goes, I want all my my brothers in America to be back in Africa and happy and everything.
Let's go to Africa.
Shit, nigga, please, be for real.
Yo, I've never been more serious in my life. I mean, we've been to the islands, we've been everywhere. Who says we can't go to Africa?
I mean, I don't know. Africa's far.
So what?
You know, so Genie goes, poof!
I should be in this poof.
And all in America are in Africa. And this is going, I'm not funny today. I know. I'm having a hard day. This joke sucks. It's a stupid joke.
Continue the joke.
So the genie says to the white guy, what's your one wish? And the white guy goes, you mean to tell me all the spicks are out of America? Genie goes, yeah. He says, well, I'll have a Coke then. Yeah.
I'll have a Coke.
Yeah. Everybody's out, and so he just wants a Coke because that's all he needs.
Tell me one more. 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 Tell me one more.
What?
Did you laugh, Zach?
I've heard that joke before.
Oh, you've told that joke before? What?
I haven't told it before. I've heard it before.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I maybe told it.
The punchline is, I'll have a Coke then. Later, the twins are seen drinking Pepsi.
Oh.
Coke and Pepsi.
Uh-oh.
Combination.
Okay.
So that was his solo scene, acting with Ron Jeremy and the guy who played Papa Joe.
I thought he was great.
It was a lot.
Man, I disagree. I think he's great. Also, when he's yelling, he's got the gun to his head. He's like, I'll pull the trigger right now if you can tell me the cat's name.
Jenny Annie McPoof-Face Bridgerton is the name of the cat.
Dippin' Dots. You forgot the Dippin' Dots.
Jenny Annie McDippin' Dots. Poop face Bridgerton.
He's got a corduroy beanbag chair in his apartment, which is a psychotic choice.
That was 99, man. You had to. Beanbag chairs were great.
That motherfucker lists a lot of Fish and Beck.
I ordered beanbag chairs for some Christmas seating around my parents' house a couple of years ago because they had this amazing big sectional couch and then they just got rid of it inexplicably. Mom, I know you're listening to this. I still am upset about that. That couch was awesome. I don't care how uncomfortable you say it was. It was great. I fell asleep on it all the time. And then just had this small sofa for them. But, you know, my sister's family and everything for Christmas, we had nowhere to sit. So I ordered 3 giant beanbag chairs. They were so big.
Money bags over here.
Oh, I knew I was going to return them. I was doing the old okey doke there. But only 2 of them fit in the room.
Would you get it from Wayfair?
No, it was Amazon. And then let me tell you, getting these fucking things shipped back, taking it to the UPS store and getting them shipped back, what a fucking nightmare. I couldn't even fit them in the car. It's crazy.
23 boxes overnight.
23 boxes. It was about that, yeah.
Zach should have gone to Wayfair. You would have maybe got some bonus.
Oh, yes. The scene where he comes back in a panic to his apartment. He's going absolutely apeshit. The 2 druggy broads are there, killed the cat.
Shot the shit out the cat.
That was so funny.
By slamming his fist on the table and splattering it all over the wall.
I like the introduction to Papa Joe. I think it's a great scene.
It's the scene. It's the scene with a lot of acting talent in it.
Papa Joe's great, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Papa Joe's great.
Is he Greek? Is he Italian? He's
Italian.
I don't know.
The resume's position. You didn't fucking look at the resume?
I'm talking about the actor.
Oh.
The actor was in a movie called Little Mosque on the Prairie. Throughout the movie, we get these little updates from Sally McBride with the lowest possible production value newscast position that we've ever seen.
It seems like nobody wants these murders to stop.
Yeah, no public outcry. She tells us about Papa Joe's trial. Comes back at the very, very end of the movie for some walk and talk exposition in the park.
Oh my God, man on the street.
After the astonishing display of vigilantism, the largest manhunt in recent memory is being undertaken to capture 3 men the media have dubbed the Saints. We get some world-class police sketches on the right of the screen, and that's when we get a montage of her interviewing regular people.
Oh my God.
About whether the Saints are good or bad. And it goes on forever.
Now, guess what, guys? Some people think they're right. And some people think they're wrong.
America, am I right?
And some people don't care at all.
This reporter went out to the street to find out what you thought about these 3.
Somebody can just go out, get a gun, and shoot somebody because they feel that they're doing some good in the world?
No comment.
Making the world a safer place. Are you kidding?
They're killing for good, and they're only killing the people who kill. Killing for good? Listen to yourself.
This is going to create something so much worse. I don't think so at all. Well, I think you're just naive then.
I love the Saints, man. They're doing a great job. Keep it going, man. Get these murderers off the streets.
They're not out there just killing for fame. They just want to be famous.
They should be in every major city.
Every major city.
These guys are playing God. I mean, this whole religious twist. Who the hell do they think they are?
Hell yeah, I believe in capital punishment. If they let me, I'd pull the switch.
Get them all. Kill them all.
Oh, I'm all for it. Them motherfuckers. The more people they kill, the better it is for everybody. That's exactly what they get. No, do not do that, LaQuelle, because you don't even know.
Sign me up, man.
Sign me up, all right?
Where can I sign up?
Who are they to be judge and jury?
No, because what if your mom say no?
No comment.
No comment.
I'm afraid for myself. I'm afraid for my kids. I'm afraid to walk down the street.
I can't even believe you're saying that. That's crazy.
Well, I can't believe. When did you turn into such a sissy? I think they just get off on killing people.
Oh, I have no comment. No comment on that, dear.
I have nothing to say, thanks.
All this hoopla with the media, you guys are making it worse right now.
You're giving them the power. By sticking that microphone in my face, you're giving the Saints more power.
I don't want to talk about it.
I really don't want to talk about that.
You walk into some kid's bedroom and it's gonna be there. You have Batman, Superman, and you know, in these Saints.
Are you losing any sleep, honey? Because you know what? I'm certainly not.
No comment.
No, man.
Damn good.
Don't talk
You're
to that.
right.
No, man.
You're right.
Come on,
You're right.
I'm ready to my on. Okay, I'm ready to get busy too. You know, I'm ready to get busy.
Why were there so many no comments from these people?
Because they don't snitch. That's South Boston, man.
What was the Saints record in 1999, by the way? I'm curious.
Not good. They were shit back then.
Those are prime bag on your head Saints fans days.
I'm going to guess 2-14. I bet I'm right.
Maze, do you have a guess?
I guess I'll go over 3-13.
Wow, Maze. You might have just Googled it, or maybe you're just that good.
No.
3-13.
I just got lucky that Zach guessed too low.
Price is right.
Mike Ditka's Saints. And by the way, this is my favorite thing about their schedule. Zach, week 1, they beat the Carolina Panthers. They're 1-0. Week 2.
There's not a chance Maze lets you go through their fucking 1999 schedule.
No. Well, shut up. No. Just, fuck, man. Why do you fucking got to ruin it, man?
What? How did I ruin it?
Because it wasn't even that long. I was going to say week 2, they lose to the Niners. They're 1-1. Week 3, bye week.
Week 3?
They had a bye week in week 3.
The bye week.
Bye week.
Seatbelts fastened. Tray tables in an upright position. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1.
What was your plot lift off?
The weird homoerotic flash dance waking up to a wet dream in this jail cell.
Yep. Menage that note.
Menage it.
The literal wet dream.
I described it as, why is the water coming on them?
Oh.
Tension. I didn't get to explore that there was a lot of tension between the brothers.
I'm sure.
Well, I didn't look at this photograph.
Well, you had a whole homophobia section and you didn't get to that. That's too bad.
Oh, man.
Because it's not really homophobia. It's more incest than anything. It's not like if it was brother and sister, it'd be cool.
The people that threw passes for the 1999 Saints.
Oh, can we not?
Billy Joe Tolliver.
Oh, man.
Billy Joe Hobart. They had to lead the league in Billy Joe's.
They had to have.
Also, Jake Delhomme. And Danny Werfel. Remember Danny Werfel?
Florida, yeah.
Florida legend.
Jake Delhomme. Zach, what was the movie that I thought Jake Delhomme was in?
Jack Reacher.
It's Jack Reacher.
Daniel Prudhomme.
Yes.
So when the water drips on them, they both wake up at the exact same time, and we get Billy Connolly's voiceover. Whosoever shed man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God may deem a man. And Connor whispers, destroy all that which is evil. And Murphy says, so that which is good may flourish. Is this not a superhero origin story?
Of course.
He says they're not superheroes. They get dripped on.
God spoke to them.
All of a sudden, they're imbued with the righteousness of God. This is a Catholic superhero movie.
Mm-hmm.
God didn't speak to them, Zach.
He came on them.
God ejaculated on them. Yeah.
Well, you got to beat on them.
Ejaculate.
Please clip in the wet work scene from Horrible Bosses.
Your ad said you do wet work.
That's correct. I urinate on other men for money.
What was that?
What'd he say?
I think he said he pisses on dudes.
Why else do you think my ad was in the men seeking men section?
Where was it?
You fucking idiot.
Could you be dumber?
Why were you looking in the men seeking men?
Looking for a man. How do people let you work on their teeth? They don't actually. I just hand the tools to Julia.
So mad at you right now. Telling me that I've driven all this way and nobody wants to get pissed on.
Well, it's not our thing.
Sorry about that. Can I use your toilet? I stored up rather a large amount of pee for this.
Who cares if you lose the game? You got this off your chest. I mean, it's just one night of bar trivia.
Ooh. One night of bar trivia is sacrosanct to us.
Trivia is sacrosanct. Man, there's a lot because Troy Duffy hasn't had anything to do but talk about this movie since it came out. The theatrical release was significantly affected by the Columbine High School massacre, which had taken place 2 weeks before test screenings. Amidst concerns that the film would inspire copycat crimes, it was given a limited release in only 5 theaters across the United States, hence the $30,000 in box office. However, it later developed a large cult success from word of mouth, ultimately grossing $50 million in DVD sales, and followed up with the Boondock Saints 2, All Saints Day in 2009. Troy Duffy, who had never written a screenplay before, was inspired by his disgust at seeing a drug dealer take money from a corpse across the hall from his apartment. Duffy, who was working as a bartender and bouncer, had never written a screenplay before. Did I mention that?
I'll buy that.
When Duffy's script was first discovered, it became a hot commodity very quickly. A-list actors were actually lining up to work on this movie. At one point, Duffy would throw parties and meet with actors like Patrick Swayze, Ewan McGregor, Jeff Goldblum, and Mark Wahlberg. Despite meeting with all these actors, they dropped out for a variety of reasons. And some of these are very mundane, right? Filming conflicted with Wahlberg's role in Boogie Nights. I'm sure he's saying thank God now. Swayze and Goldblum just passed on it. This is a fun one. Ewan McGregor turned down the role after Duffy showed up to a meeting drunk and incoherent.
They got into an argument over the death penalty, and he passed on the movie.
What? Okay.
In March 1997, Duffy was contracted by Paramount Pictures for $500,000, and later in the month, Miramax won a bidding war to buy the Boondock Saints. They offered $450,000 for him to write and direct. Duffy's band, The Brood, would do the soundtrack, and as a bonus, Miramax offered to buy and throw in co-ownership of Jay Sloan's, the bar where Duffy worked.
Yes.
Before pre-production work was supposed to begin in Boston in 1997, Miramax pulled out of the project due to casting and location problems. He got to keep his writer's fee of $300,000, but the studio required reimbursement of the $15,000 director's fee and the $700,000 advance to develop the project. Franchise Pictures financed the project once other elements were in place. And despite its success, Duffy and Indican Pictures never saw any of the profits from DVD distribution, having signed away the DVD rights to 20th Century Fox Home Entertainment as part of the settlement with Franchise Pictures.
Oh my God.
You idiots.
You dumb bitch.
After a lengthy lawsuit, Troy Duffy and his producers and the principal cast received an undisclosed amount of the royalties.
The documentary Overnight captures some limited behind-the-scenes footage on set of the Boondock Saints. One such moment is actor Billy Connolly joking around with Duffy, the director. At one point in the conversation, Connolly brings up fellow actor Willem Dafoe and rants about how he doesn't like Dafoe's attitude, his tantrums, and even his hair.
Okay.
Sir Billy Connolly was so stoked to be playing against type in the role of Il Duque and having so much fun playing a psycho with guns strapped all over him that they had to add the large cigar the character incessantly smokes because unless they stuck something in his mouth, he simply couldn't stop smiling.
He's just a happy Scottish guy, man. Kidding me?
Oh, I like that gun.
You knew I'd like that role.
So, guys, I don't know if we mentioned it, but this was Troy Duffy's first movie. He'd never written or directed a film before, and he got complete control of Boondock Saints. Apparently, the fame and the riches that he gained from that magnified his faults, because in the aforementioned documentary Overnight, Duffy's co-workers were less than impressed by his professional conduct. There were sequences in the documentary where he repeatedly says his family and friends are jealous of him. Even Duffy's band, The Brood, fell apart. They changed their name to the Boondock Saints after getting hired to make the soundtrack for the film.
Oh my God.
But as Overnight chronicled, they disbanded after getting dropped by the record label amidst several fights between Duffy, his bandmates, and the band's managers.
Mace, did you check IMDb? I think Ron Jeremy was in documentary.
Hold on.
Master Dick.
Documentary.
The church where Connor and Murphy attend Mass is a Lutheran church. No Catholic churches in the area would allow filming in their sanctuaries due to their objections to the plot of this movie. Troy Duffy recollects going to a bar with Rocco during production. There was a girl working there who Rocco really liked. As chance would have it, this girl was a huge Willem Dafoe fan, and Rocco ended up getting Dafoe into the bar. When she saw him, the girl was very excited and began asking for an autograph. Dafoe, always the smoothie, told the girl he'd give her an autograph if it was okay with Rocco.
Smoothie?
He fucked her.
I don't know if we mentioned this.
Right in the Dafoe.
There is a rumor that Harvey Weinstein basically blacklisted this movie, and that's why it didn't, beyond the Columbine stuff. Manifested, of course, obviously most horribly in the tales of his harassment of actresses if they didn't comply with his wishes. He would end their careers. Indeed, several directors have corroborated such stories, saying the producer would actively threaten filmmakers who worked with actors and actresses he didn't like. So when it came to Duffy, Weinstein basically had it blacklisted when it debuted at Cannes Film Festival. Duffy was trying to find any distributor willing to sell the movie to theaters. And in the documentary Overnight, he suspected Weinstein of telling them to stay away, which they did.
So other casting scenarios, Duffy wanted to cast Stephen Dorff alongside Mark Wahlberg as the brothers. He also expressed interest in Brendan Fraser and Nikki Katt. He wanted to cast Kenneth Branagh as the FBI agent Paul Smecker. Then he wanted Patrick Swayze to play Smecker, but Miramax preferred Sylvester Stallone, with whom the studio had an existing relationship. Imagine Sylvester Stallone as the homophobic gay FBI agent.
Oh my God.
Bill Murray or Mike Myers, Kevin Spacey, and Robert De Niro were also considered. Troy Duffy dismissed several casting choices for this movie. He refused to meet with Brad Pitt because he'd already played an Irishman in The Devil's Own, where Duffy found his Irish accent unconvincing.
Oh my God.
And rejected Keanu Reeves and Ethan Hawke, calling the former a fucking punk and the latter a talentless fool.
That's right. Zach, I've got some names of Boondock Saints in different countries.
Okay.
In English, the translation.
Yeah.
In Spanish-speaking countries, it was the Saints of Hell.
Good movie.
In Germany, it was the Bloody Path of God.
Ooh, okay.
Japan, Executioners.
Yes.
Brazil, Punisher Saints. You know, Punisher's a vigilante. Canada. Don't ask me why Canada has its own title. They called it Mission from God. Leave it to Canada. Fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Croatia, Saints Against the Mafia, which is
absolutely
not bad.
File.
Exposition. Czech Republic, Blood Brothers.
Ooh, I like that.
France, Boston Angels.
Oh, God.
Angels. Greece, Exterminator Saints.
You know what? Yes.
Hungary, Brotherhood.
Yeah.
Slovenia, Dirty Saint.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Just one of them.
Oh, boy.
That sounds like a movie Kevin McAllister watched.
Oh. Spain, The Chosen Ones.
Yeah.
Argentina, The Fifth Hell.
Ooh.
Don't know what the other four were.
I like that.
Taiwan, Vanguard. And finally, Turkey, Saints of the City.
Yeah. I don't like that.
Which one do you like the best?
Sexecutioners.
Nope.
Oh, wait, I'm on Ron Jeremy's IMDb still. Sorry.
Are you on Ron Jeremy way?
Yep.
Troy Duffy's reasoning behind casting Ron Jeremy was envisioning a couple watching the movie together. Quote, chances are you both know who he is, but are you going to talk about it afterwards?
What? No wonder this guy hasn't done anything.
Troy Duffy apologizes to the cat that gets shot in the film. It was thrown in because of a relationship he had with a woman who had 4 cats. Quote, this is the only scene in here that's very self-indulgent on my part. Disagree.
So stupid.
Troy Duffy wanted to make the Paul Smecker character gay to put even more of an emphasis with how at odds he was with the rest of the cops in the film. It also serves to make an even stronger point later on in the film when Smecker is seen as a genius investigator in the other cops' eyes. The Boston cops he's working with know he's gay, but it's become a non-issue. Duffy also anecdotes about a friend of his who was a closeted homosexual and who came out of the closet after watching the film.
Lie. That's a lie.
What's my man that did Lawnmower Man?
What, Pierce Brosnan?
No, the director who said
Brett Leonard.
Brett Leonard, yeah.
Yeah. Said James Cameron came up to me and told me how much he liked. That's what that should sound like.
Yeah.
In order to appear taller on film, Willem Dafoe wore platform shoes during filming.
I'll buy that. He's tiny.
The movie was shot in 32 days, and the word fuck is used 246 times.
That sounds about right. Rocco alone.
I'd like you all to do an experiment on a plant, something that may benefit mankind. And if you devise something that groundbreaking, I guarantee you a A in this course.
Oh, well, hold on, man. You following me? You can't do that, Lionel. Look, man, if you don't want me to have a foreman job, I understand, but I need my fucking job, man.
Louis Pinnock Accent Award.
Oh.
You got the twins speaking Russian, French, German, Italian, and Spanish, but I had Gerard Parks as the Tourette's bartender.
I'm gonna have to close down the bar.
That's strong. I think it's Norman Reedus as Murphy McManus. He's born in Hollywood, Florida. That's not an Irish dude. That's a pretty good Irish accent.
I'm going to go with the guy who played Chekhov.
Moscow Vodka?
He talked like this. I am Russian.
Scott Griffith?
Yeah.
That's his name.
Oh, wait, he's not Russian?
No,
Oh, wow.
surprisingly.
He sounded so authentic.
Yeah. He's 6'7".
Either him or the Russian dude who got shot with the wig and the...
Yuri?
Yeah.
There's so many Louis Pinnocks in this.
I like the bartender doing the Tourette's thing. That's great.
What if he actually has Tourette's? We don't know.
Well, then he fooled us.
That's the mark of a great Louis Pinnock.
Just the way Gary Oldman did.
He fooled the casting director.
Yeah.
Just like John Travolta did.
Yeah.
We thought he was Louis Pinnock.
JT?
He really needed that job.
He needed that fucking job, man. All right, let's give it to the bartender.
Let's show them who the horsemen are, guys.
Yeah, we got soul.
Five Horsemen.
I've got resume position.
Yes.
Homophobia.
Yes.
Slow motion.
Cursing.
Yes.
Flashback.
Ope.
Fade to black.
Pop culture references, aka bad television. Fading to black. Fade outs.
Jack Reacher figuring shit out.
Yeah, so Jack Reach Around, CSE, Crime Scene Exposition, Shady Aftermath. I think that's my winner.
Yeah, I think that's got to be.
Whatever we decide to call it.
I'm sorry. I'm going to adamantly stand up for Fading to Black. It was just random. It all makes sense now.
In scene, sticking with the same part of the scene.
My first movie, basically.
This is I Learned iMovie.
Exactly. Remember in iMovie, the first time you had access to it, and you're like,
22 Jump Street.
Star Wars.
No, Star Wipe. You know what? I'm with you, Amin.
Wow.
I think it is Fade to Black.
No disrespect to Jack Reach Around. It's a great horseman, but man, the Fade to Black shit.
Fade to Black.
Breathe in through nose, out the mouth.
Ass on, ass off.
Teddy Rex, Moosey Teddy Rex. Teddy Rex, Moosey Teddy Rex.
Ass on. Fuck it, ass off. Ass on. Fuck it, ass off.
Michael Biehn Memorial Ass On Award. White Bob Marley as Detective Greenlee. Ron Jeremy as Vincenzo Lapazzi. And I had David Della Rocco as the funny man. You guys say he's ass off. But really, all the ancillary characters in this movie are ass on.
Yeah.
All the henchmen, all the guys at the bar, all the mobsters that get killed.
Overalls.
Papa John, ass on, lock it in.
Papa Joe. Papa John is a pizza.
Zach, who's your ass on?
I mean, Ron Jeremy was bad, you know?
No, he wasn't. When he was beaten off, I believe that he was actually having sex.
Well, he wasn't having sex.
Exactly. Great acting.
He's clearly beaten off. I don't have a strong ass on in this.
What about Bob Marley?
I don't know. He has that one scene where the ass kissing starts here.
No.
Actually, his face palm's really bad. Yeah, Bob Marley's fine.
White Bob Marley.
Don't you talk to me like that, you dirty little girl. Give it to daddy.
Don't put that in the intro.
Was that a quote from the movie or?
He's just reading his DMs to Pierre.
That's
Ah.
They're sent to me or am I sending it out? That's Ron Jeremy, by the way.
Carl Weathers, Memorial Ass Off Award. Gerard Parks is Doc. Norman Reedus is Murphy McManus. Billy Connolly is Noah El Duque McManus. Could have used way more of Billy Connolly.
Yeah.
It's got to be Willem Dafoe.
Billy Connolly is one of the greatest Scotsmen we've ever had. I love him. Willem Dafoe blew him out of the water.
This is Larry Bird walking into the locker room and asking who's coming in second.
Yeah. He's so fucking good in it.
Carried the movie with his shady aftermath.
Absolutely.
Without that, the action scenes are not as intriguing.
Yeah.
You're good at keeping secrets?
Absolutely.
Because I've got a present for you. Secret present outside by the dumpster.
Is it a baseball mitt?
It fits you like a baseball mitt, like a glove. I hope.
Golden Dumpster nominees.
Woo.
Defoe's first. Shady Aftermath, listening to La Boheme on a CD player clipped to his belt. Connor dropping a toilet on Chekhov's head from the roof.
Cereal crushed by some huge friggin' guy.
Twins shopping spree in the Irish Armory. River dancing.
Spinning like iced tea.
Smecker cross-dressing to infiltrate the Italian mafia.
Shooting that cat into the wall.
The horniness of my man who answered the door.
But I have to go with Ron Jeremy's peep show routine. Goes in there every Wednesday night, 10 o'clock, jerks off on the same titty dancer, never misses.
Never misses.
And then we see him do it, and he's jerking it on a television. And I feel like he missed.
He never misses Wednesdays? Or?
His jerk off.
No, he never misses the appointment.
Oh, that's not what he never misses.
Oh.
I thought it was like very accurate.
But he's in the room.
I mean, what's your golden dumpster?
My golden dumpster is can't do that much damage with that. Perhaps it should have been rule of wrist.
Zach?
I said it earlier, but Willem Dafoe miming the gunshots, the firefight.
When he's in the reenactment?
Actually, no. Let me change it. Specifically, he's so into this reenactment, he actually shoots his gun into the air. That's what it is. Well, Maze, you picked it, motherfucker.
Motherfucker. I like that.
Vote per file.
This movie started really hot. I thought the introduction scene at the church and then the bar fight and the Tourette's bartender and Willem Dafoe's introduction with the disc man and all the way through the toilet being dropped and everything. I thought it was a great start. I thought it definitely lost its way in the middle. And the seams of the $6 million budget showed all over the place. I thought some of the execution of it's an action scene with no sound and the song choice and the gunshots and the slow motion and the fading to black. I thought it worked the first 1 or 2 times, and then it happened about 15 more times. It's definitely a mess. I think the Columbine knocking it out of theaters, so it only made $30,000, is a funny wrinkle in the history of this movie.
Absolutely.
Could have used way more Il Duce. Didn't understand why it took so long for him to show up. All in all, it is a file for me. I enjoyed it, but man, that's a $6 million movie with a lot of $6 million elements.
I mean,
this trivia reveals to us that this is Troy Duffy's first movie he ever wrote, first movie he ever directed. I would just like to say to that, that's never happening again in the history of movie making. There's not a script that's hot enough in Hollywood where they're like, hey, first timer, here's a $6 million budget and Willem Dafoe, go fucking make this movie. That's never going to happen again because of shit like this. It was so amateurish. It's like Zach said, it's 22 Jump Street, Star Wipe, Fade to Black. The story made absolutely no sense. Basically, these two brothers hear about a murder that happened in New York City 50 years ago. That inspires them a little bit. And then they go to the bar that was sold again legally to Russian mobsters. They assault them. Russian mobsters come back to exact revenge. And then they murder them. And they feel so great about the murder, which, by the way, never got into the Sean Astin digging a pool. Don't know which one is a bigger one. Him lifting the toilet off of its fucking hinges.
It was a shithole.
Or him jumping from the roof.
Like fucking Undertaker throwing Mick Foley off a goddamn steel cage.
Fucking 10 stories at least.
Yep.
Balls like crazy.
One night in the hospital, good to go.
Yeah, he's fine.
One night, good.
It was sloppy. It was poorly written. The story didn't make sense. As you mentioned, Maze, it loses whatever way it had early. It loses it midway through. As you mentioned, Zach, the ending, complete horseshit. Whether it was because they ran out of budget or whatever, I don't give a shit. It's a phobe, man.
Zach?
Willem Dafoe's fucking amazing. I love Billy Connolly. I don't really care about these other two guys, young Indiana Jones and the other dude.
Walking Dead.
I think it's a lot of solid acting. The story is so stupid. Is it mythological?
Catholic mysticism.
Mysticism.
Right.
Which should have been a Horseman contender.
Yeah, we forgot that one. I think the action scenes, the reenactments are better than you're giving it credit for, Maze. But I also might just be tickled by the iced tea of it all.
That part was okay. I would say the poker one was less impressive.
That was super disappointing. Like the reenactment part is great with Willem Dafoe doing that.
Yeah.
They all die with their ass on. Like it's fucking crazy. The whole mystical guy on the toilet in that scene we didn't even touch on.
Sick fuck.
Oh my God.
No part was he actually scary.
And also his cock was out. Did you notice that when he got up from the toilet? Mm-hmm. His cock was out.
Oh, I don't miss it.
Master Dick.
Documentary.
Who's your master? Clip that one.
Yeah. Clip them together. And then it's not really explained. Was it an ambush with Il Duce coming up there and getting them once they come out of the house? The ending's super disappointing to me. I gotta be honest, hearing what a douchebag Troy Duffy is, I thought I was gonna file it. It's gonna be a tepid phobe. I'm right on the border with it. I hadn't watched it fully front to back since, I don't know, probably 2000, 2001. I definitely didn't watch it when it came out. So whenever it became like in the lexicon, but I thought this was going to be an easy file. I feel like it's going to be a Man on Fire situation where everyone's like, what are you talking about? It's the greatest fucking movie that ever existed and everything. But the ending sucks. It's just a wet fart to end the movie where if they could have had a really cool ending, it would have been an easy file.
I'm truly shocked, even as you phobed it, Zach. You sound very positive. I'm shocked that Maze filed it.
I like a lot of it.
I really like Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, he's great.
And I think the bones are there for a good movie.
Agreed. I just don't think we got the good movie.
The main thing that held it back is that he's a first time everything.
Yeah.
And they had no budget. And it's incredibly obvious.
They had enough budget to make the movie. The budget's not the issue. But of the three of us, I would say Maze is the most sensitive to technical deficiencies in a movie, right? In the filmmaking process.
I agree. I'll forgive a lot.
Right? Like me and you're like, yeah, we're watching movies.
We've seen, yeah.
We watch movies. Maze watches films, right? To quote the verse.
Oh, just like that reviewer.
Yeah. So I'm surprised, Maze, that you overlooked all the amateurism of how it was made.
That's a good point, yeah.
I'm not overlooking it. I'm holding it against it, but there were things that I liked.
Willem Dafoe is almost good enough just to make it a file outright.
We all like Willem Dafoe. It's like Hurricane Smith.
Well,
it's like Hurricane Smith.
No. It's not that bad.
It's like Hurricane Smith.
It's not that bad.
No, you're right. Hurricane Smith, at least they shot it right. At least they'd worked with cameras and editing before, as opposed to this fuck.
I don't know about that.
Who's just out here.
I don't know about that.
The Australian cameras.
I don't know about that, but you can send us your Fover file, Golden Dumpster, ass on, ass off, 5 Horsemen, Lewis Pinnock. Let's do that plot liftoff as well. At Talk Hoops, at Darth Amin, at Cornbuzzle, at Cinephopod, at Count the Dings, or drop in the Discord by being a Patreon member at Patreon.com/countthedings.
Next time we make love, you introduce me to Jade.
Next.
Maze. Two more picks.
I'll
pick. This is the second pick I'll pick.
God
damn, man.
And they go to a hotel in this movie, which means I had to check to see if Dunstan Checks In was on streaming, and it's not.
Oh!
And as soon as it's on streaming, it's going to be picked.
Yeah, for sure.
But I can't pick it yet because it's a rental still.
Please, somebody buy it.
Please,
Tubi.
Please freeze frame Zach's face when you said Dunstan Checks In.
I got so excited. I got so excited.
His eyes were so wide.
My darling, they're practically.
And as we talked about on the mailbag episode a month ago now, I really want to do 2024 movies. And we had two that came up. I was deciding between the two. But Amin, do you know what Chris Evans' character in Red 1 is named?
No.
Jack O'Malley. So we're using Irish last names to go.
What a daisy chick.
To Red 1 on Amazon. My other option was Billy Connolly's White Beard.
I'm here for it. I almost watched it yesterday because I wasn't sure we were going to get to it.
It's staring at us.
It's been calling my name every time I go into Amazon.
It's #1 on Amazon every single time you open it up.
You sure you want to watch this?
So there you go. Red 1.